Hey, welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. This is the Here's the Deal channel. Here's the deal are the last three words you hear before tyranny takes its foothold into your life in an unwelcome manner. Who in their right mind would welcome tyranny? And while I do hate AI slop, there is somewhat of a place for it. This kind of encapsulates how incessant cops are in desiring your ID. They got to have it. It is like some kind of drug addicted fixation on causing you to be insecure in your person, because that's really what it is. They are causing you, through the threat of force and violence and abuse of their own authority, to make you insecure in your anonymity. Anonymity is one of the most powerful things you and I have. The government should know nothing about you, and you should know everything about government. So anytime I see a government agent, I don't care if it's an FBI agent, ATF, local police, sheriff's department, deputy police officer, I don't care if it's NYPD, LAPD, or anywhere in between, when they desire your ID when you haven't committed a crime, this right here is pretty much what I think of.
Gimme, gimme, gimme! I need a taste!
They're ravenous. They got to have it, and they won't walk away without it. And they're going to intimidate you out of it. That's how they operate. And they don't have to have a crime. They don't even have to have suspicion. They can just make crap up. Hey, we got a call. You were out here on a public sidewalk recording a bank. Oh gosh, it sounds like that's constitutionally protected activity to me, but somehow they turn a constitutionally protected activity into a crime because they got a call. They feel like they got to do something to justify their existence. And when you have somebody trying to justify their existence, wasting the taxpayer dollars, because remember, a lot of these are getting 20, 25, 30, $35 an hour in the instance of Officer Fahey, former Trooper Fahey over there in the East. He was making, according to Sean Paul Reyes in live Long Island audits, he made $82,000 to $85,000 just in overtime in the previous year. So these people excel at wasting resources while they deteriorate and trample on our rights. And we're going to take a look at a couple of examples of that today. Let me just show you a couple things of what I want to talk about. I appreciate you guys being here. This right here comes from Luke Ashlock. And I don't know if you've seen this. This is an old video. I just saw this. If I've ever done a video on this, I absolutely don't remember. But this is Fort Smith, Arkansas police coming up to this guy's vehicle, trying to trample on his rights. Watch how this guy handles these road pirates.
Fort Smith, again, I've done nothing. We pulled over to check the fuel, how it's going, and he turned his lights on. So let's figure out what's going on.
Hello.
Hey.
I keep seeing you pull over.
That's none of your business. Is that illegal?
I keep seeing you around buildings, yeah.
It's illegal to be around buildings?
I keep seeing you drive around closed buildings.
Is it illegal to be around buildings?
Are you loitering? What are you doing, Baron? I want to know what you're
doing.
Did you
just see what I was doing?
Here.
I don't answer questions, man. Now, are you arrested? Is there a reason you pulled me over?
Yeah, you're being suspicious, that's why.
Was that a felony or a misdemeanor? It's neither. So if you don't have a reason to pull me over, sir, man, am I on my way? Am I being detained?
Yeah.
For what? Questions. For what law?
Why are you driving around those buildings like
For what law am I being detained? I need your supervisor. Guys, call 911 if he gets erratic. I need your supervisor down here now.
That's fine.
I don't know about you guys, but I love it when people take a stand, because these cops often do not expect this. In their practice of law enforcement, their profession of law enforcement in their roadside piracy operations, it's very rare that anybody gives them any kind of resistance, even though they could rightly do it by standing up for their rights. So anytime I see a guy standing up for their rights, and then you immediately look on the law enforcer's face and you realize, wow, this guy is not used to that. He's not used to Americans drawing the line, standing up and taking a hard stand for their rights and going, what crime? What's the crime? You can't just walk up to people and say, well, I think you were doing this. I think you were doing that. I suspect, well, you were looking awfully suspicious. Well, how is suspicious? How is this arbitrary subjective determination that I'm suspicious, how does that warrant you pulling over a taxpayer funded vehicle and interrupting my private vehicle and my private conveyance in my private operation in my free right of travel, infringing on all the American rights you're supposed to be protecting and serving? How does any of what I did justify any 1 second of interference? Your time is valuable. You don't get this time back. We rarely talk. We talk about the economic devastation and the economic terrorism by these road pirates, but we rarely talk about the time you will never, ever get back. Time is valuable. And when you can't get that time back, let's say you're on your way to work. Maybe it's your first day on the job and you're going to be late on your first day on the job because a cop pulled you over because he deemed that you were suspicious, and he's going to waste your time. Maybe your wife is pregnant and she's in labor and she's dilated to 6 and she's about to have her baby and you want to go be a part of that. Well, the cop just kept you from being part of that. He interrupted your life, your liberty, your pursuit of happiness, the very things that he swore he was going to protect and uphold from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And then he does what? He becomes the very domestic enemy that he swore he was going to protect you from. It's truly maddening.
Smith's finest. Just think they can make up their own laws. They can't. We're the people. Kill my car. This guy ain't gonna waste my gas. Here he is. No reason to pull me over. And here he is. Wait, what's your name and badge number?
Cassidy 4428.
Cassidy 44. Are you a rookie, Cassidy?
Nope.
Okay. Cassidy 4428. You're gonna get a lot of trouble for yourself, buddy. That's fine. You're hindering my day.
Yeah, it's fine because he knows he's not going to get fired. He knows he's not even getting a written reprimand. And if he does get a written reprimand, he's also going to get a vacation attached to that written reprimand that'll probably disappear from his file in about 30 days. It's fine when you work for the state. It's fine because the state has nothing to do with the free market, because the free market cannot bear these kind of activities. If you owned a business and one of your employees was interfering and interrupting the free travel of an individual, you would be fired, because you can't afford an employee that's going to create bitter customers that are going to tell other potential customers, potential future customers, that this is the way this company and this employee treated me.
Supervisor. It's outrageous, man. These guys think they think that they make the laws. They think they can do anything they want. They cannot do this. I'm doing nothing illegal. And he knows it. It's my constitutional right to not have this happen to me. And I'm going to pursue charges against this man and against the Fort Smith Police Department.
And it's always going to be dangerous to be right when the government is so wrong. This guy is absolutely in the right. This cop, the state agent, the state functionary is absolutely in the wrong. And this guy is in mortal danger because this badge wearing tyrant who has a fragile ego is apt to pull his gun at any time because he got his feelings hurt.
Third time this week. Idiots.
Third time
What
this
was the
week?
law? What do you pull me over again for, sir? For suspicion? Is that correct?
You keep driving on closed businesses.
Is that illegal?
They're all closed. No reason to be
Is that illegal? Is that illegal?
Good question.
There's no answer because it is not illegal. It's a violation of my constitutional rights right here. You're witnessing it, guys. Go live on YouTube, or give me your phone too. We're gonna make sure, just get video ready.
Always record.
Now he's walking away from me. I'm sick of this. I am sick of this. Fort Smith PD, they just making their own crap up. Now here we are, stuck here while he's shining his light in my. Sir, can I help you look for something? What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it because I'm worried why you got us pulled over. I'm afraid. I'm in fear.
Of course you are.
I'm in fear of my life and my children in the car.
What if a cop said, you need to step out according to Pennsylvania versus Mims because we fear for our lives? And we go, well, of course you do. Of course you do. And then just completely disregard what they say. You know what would happen. They would break your window, drag you out of the car, call for reinforcements, put the torture cuffs on you.
This rogue cop here trying to make his own rules up. No reason. This is unjustified. You're pulling me over for no reason. It's a violation of my constitutional rights.
You want to supervise? He's on the way. Be quiet.
You can't tell me to be quiet. You be quiet. Go sit in your car. You can't bark commands at me. I'm not a dog. I'm a gosh damn human.
Amen.
This dude's an idiot.
Yes, he
I
is.
want the supervisor as quickly as possible. This guy doesn't need a job. He's a road cop. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. There's no reason to have me pulled over right here. He's just a nosy punk. He got no reason to pull me over. He's back there shining his light, trying to get into my personal information for no reason. Violation of my constitutional rights. You guys are witnessing it right now. Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's been this corrupt for a long time, and it's going to continue being corrupt until we can get these people out of here.
And what I would like you to do is please name one law enforcement agency, whether it's a police department or a sheriff's department, that isn't filled 100% to the brim and overflowing with bad cops who do this exact same thing, whether under drug war laws, corporate traffic laws, fill in the blank. Just give me one law enforcement agency that you believe is filled with that 1%. Well, actually, it's 99.9% of good cops. Because remember, it's only a few bad apples. 99% of the cops are good, and they would never violate your rights.
Start a hiring process of hiring good Americans who uphold citizens' constitutional rights, not violate them like this guy. And here we are sitting here just wasting our day, food getting cold, because this cop thinks I shouldn't be pulling in or driving around, whatever he said, closed businesses. Is this place lit up? Look at this. Look how lit up this place is. I pull over, pop my hood. I check the pressure of my fuel, and we're on our way. And he throws his lights on. He goes code 1. Just nosy. Just wants to know who we are. I'm not going to tell him shit. I want the supervisor, and I'm going to call 911 if the supervisor starts acting crazy. I'll call you. I'm going to call FBI, whatever I got to do. This is unconstitutional. And I'm here with my children.
And think about it. We have no recourse, because if you call 911, then who are they going to call to arrive on the scene? This guy's buddies, who they're in cahoots together. If you call the FBI, the ATF, the CIA, all the alphabet soup agencies are in every single intelligence organization is in line and lined up against American freedoms, not for American freedoms. There's really nobody you can call. Nobody is coming to save you. The people who are supposed to be your saviors, they're supposed to be your protectors, they're supposed to be your servants, they're here to do the exact opposite. And it makes it even worse, because under the banner of protect and serve, they are violating you. They're economically terrorizing you. They're harming you. They're giving you permanent nerve damage with those tight cuffs. They're going to turn you over to the corrections facility that will examine your orifices. It's truly a corrupt and perverted system. And stay tuned. I have a lot of videos we're going to go over today to testify to exactly that. You don't have to believe my words. Just take a look at the video. This isn't AI. This isn't fantasy land. This is stuff that actually happens. And if these people didn't record this, we would never see it. And we would never be able to show the truth to the American people, who are largely apathetic, which is pathetic, that people are so apathetic and swallowing the boot and licking the boot and polishing the boot and having the boot for dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No point for this whatsoever. If your supervisor is Stephen Creek, I want a different one.
Pathetic that you cannot call anybody to guard you from the law enforcers who are supposed to be protecting you.
Guys, I'm sorry, but we're not going to be bullied by these
Amen.
idiots.
Amen. Man.
We're the citizens. We have the rights, not these guys. They think they can.
You got to stop referring to yourself. I mean, it's just a matter of terminology and semantics. We just have to get on the right board that words have meaning. Words have meaning. When you say citizen, you're basically saying you're a denizen, a resident, a resident of a city, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So when you're calling yourself a citizen, you're calling yourself a subject, someone who's subject to the authorities. And that's how police take it. They're like, well, you're subject to us. We're not really, it says to protect and serve, and we call ourselves public servants, but we walk around like a roving band of masters.
Do whatever they want.
And you better submit to us, because you are subjects.
Pull me over for suspicion. There is no law against suspicion.
Yeah, words do have
Put
meaning.
your windows down. I want to hear what he's saying. Let's hear what he's saying.
Always
You're wasting
record
my
the
day.
police from every angle. It is a waste. People have places to go, people to meet, things to do.
I can't believe I got to do this once a week here. And they wonder why there's no tourism and no money in this city. Only money is coming from the revenue these police steal from citizens, man. Outrageous. Gosh damn idiot. You see him over there. You see him in my rear view, talking to each other. Plotting out what they can get me for. Make up whatever they can. Outrageous. This is Fort Smith, Arkansas. And this is outrageous. Hopefully a third cop coming now. Maybe not. Gosh damn idiots.
I'm going to fast forward this.
Some barking commands at me like I'm an idiot. Duck down, kid. I'm gonna show you. That's them over there at their car waiting. Pulled in to make sure I was getting pressure still. What happens, guys? And this is what happens, guys. This is Fort Smith. Pulled in to check. Here comes a fourth officer.
That's amazing.
Look at this. I pulled in to check my fuel.
There's so little crime in the neighborhood. They could be patrolling residential areas. They could be ensuring that construction materials aren't being stolen somewhere. But what they choose to do is to go to this parking lot and harass this man who they know is doing nothing wrong.
Make sure I was getting pressure still after changing my fuel filter and having the pressure fail. Here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4 cops, vehicles, patrol vehicles. Oh, 2 or 3 in each, 1 or 2 in each car.
With this kind of waste of resources and manpower, I do not know how that they can logically pull the wool over Americans' eyes and justify their existence.
There it is. I've done nothing wrong. Here I am. Here I sat. Just waiting.
And guys, this is just one guy in one place in Arkansas. This happens every single night. And most of the incidences, I would dare say, aren't even being recorded. And people are going to try to get us to believe that there are no bad cops, or there's just a few bad apples. The rest of them, a large percentage of them are good. You can't be a good cop, arrive on the scene, waste resources, even if the worst thing that they do this night is waste resources and manpower. That's bad enough.
Trying to find, they're over there talking about anything they can to try and get me, because now they're mad because his pride got hurt. Now, whatever happens, you
Stay tuned, because I think there's an alternate video on this same stop that we're going to play next, where he was able to secure the body cam footage to see if they were conspiring against his rights.
immediately upload this to my YouTube.
Which is another shocker to me, because it's like they know they're being recorded and they can't even hide their conspiracy. And we're not talking about conspiracy theory here. We're talking about conspiracy reality.
A 5th cop. 5 guys. 5. Look at
Amazing.
this.
It's just amazing.
5 police. I've done nothing. I stand up for my rights, and here they come. I got the whole freaking patrol squad down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 police vehicles. How bored are they to have this?
Imagine the geek squad from Best Buy wasting this many resources and this much manpower on one customer. Just hanging around, doing nothing. They're not installing computer equipment. They're not trying to troubleshoot what's wrong with your modem. They're just kind of hanging out in your parking lot, in your driveway.
Much time.
How's it
and
going?
getting paid
Not
for
very
it. Here,
well.
here we go.
Why is that?
Are you the supervisor?
Yes, sir. My name is Lieutenant Young.
All right, Lieutenant what?
Young.
Young? Okay. Please not with a flashlight. My child's in here.
I'm gonna have a flashlight on so I can see inside the vehicle.
All right, you don't need to see inside my vehicle. I've done nothing wrong. Look.
100% of the time I do.
Okay, who's your boss, man?
The chief of police.
Who, Danny Baker?
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk with Danny Baker. Is he available?
No.
Okay, why am I being harassed?
I
How come I get pulled over twice a week for nothing?
don't have answers for that.
Is
because I've
he
never
said?
pulled you over.
What's he say? He pulled me over for suspicion.
Well, I mean, we have a duty to.
No. What is the
If
What-
you want me to explain to, I explain to you. But
Can-
if you want to interrupt me, I can't explain.
beat around the bush? But explain it to me. I get it.
I'm not going to beat around.
Go
the
ahead.
bush.
What is it?
If we observe people around a bunch of different closed businesses in a short amount of time, we're going to stop and talk to them.
Okay.
I mean, and right now there's a lot of closed.
You pulled me
businesses.
over. Now, what statute in Arkansas says that you have the right to pull someone over? You see them around businesses.
The loitering statute for one.
How am I loitering? I pulled in. I pulled out. I checked my fuel and I moved.
Just that was just here though.
I pulled in, stopped at the other one, and revved it up, and it was doing good, and I kept going.
All right, what about over at Applebee's, over at AT&T?
Look in the back seat. I got Applebee's in the car. I went and picked up my food, man.
What about over there behind Hastings?
None of your business, bro. It doesn't matter. I picked up my food. I checked my fuel pump, and I come home.
If you
Wow, it sounds like they have this guy under surveillance. What is he on the FBI's most wanted list or something as far as they're concerned?
in one of these closed businesses, wouldn't you want us to check in?
No,
for you?
I think what you're doing is violating my constitutional rights, man.
Okay.
I've done nothing wrong. Here I am surrounded by 5 cops with guns. Look at them,
There's
whispering,
nobody-
talking with each other. My kid's in the car.
There's nobody in here with guns.
I don't trust any of you,
Okay.
and I want to go home
Okay.
now.
Can you identify yourself?
I'm not going to identify. I've done nothing wrong.
Okay.
I'll tell you, my name's Luke, and that's all I got.
Okay.
I'd like to be on my way.
Where is home?
Does not
Is
matter.
it in Fort Smith?
Sir, I'd like to be on my way home so I can eat my food with my children on my birthday.
Okay.
How long are you going to hold me up now?
I mean, I'm just verifying what you told me. That's all I'm doing.
I'm not telling you anything else. I don't answer questions without a lawyer present.
Okay.
Now, if you want to get my lawyer, Coy Rush, get him down here because I'm not answering anything else. I want to go home.
I would have no way to contact
Yeah.
him, so I can't do that.
I want to go home. I've done nothing wrong. You guys done bullying me and harassing and interrogating me?
Gotta love it when somebody just cuts through the crap and just calls out what is actually happening. Are you done bullying and harassing me? Good question.
The person that's upset here is you, sir.
Because of you guys doing this to me. I've done nothing wrong.
Gosh, I don't know why you guys are upset. I mean, I'm a man with a gun, and we've called 4 other men with guns. Now there are 5 men with guns harassing you and detaining you. And if you drive away, we're going to chase you down. And because we're in Arkansas, it's highly likely we will pit maneuver you at 131 miles per hour. I have no idea why you'd be upset, though.
I'm sick of it. Twice a week this happens.
Well, you're free to go.
Goodbye.
Look, see, now it's messing up. All right, guys. I'm a lawsuit. This is outrageous. These guys are just out of control. I'm going to go in here and look at this. Look how many cars there are, man. Just 10,000 of them, bro. They have got nothing else to do but harass.
Look at the manpower. Look at the manpower.
There you go.
Let's go to Luke's next video where he actually FOIA requested some of this body cam footage. Any fool can know the point. Any fool can know the point is to understand. March 19th, 2020, I was illegally detained. I tried to file a complaint against the officer. I was denied that ability, then told I'd have to mail my money and civil lawsuit paperwork in.
Hey,
I keep seeing you pull over.
that's none of your business. Is that illegal?
I keep seeing you around buildings, yeah.
This is the body cam footage, and we're going to see what the cops are planning. It says right here, Fort Smith police caught on body cam planning violent retaliation.
It's illegal to be around buildings?
I keep seeing you drive around closed buildings.
Is it illegal to be around buildings?
Are you loitering? What are you doing about them? I want to know what you're
Did
doing.
you
next
just see
door.
what I was doing?
Are you loitering? Like if he was actually loitering, they just come out and admit, yeah, oh yeah, I'm loitering. You caught me, officer.
Here?
I don't
Those
answer
two buildings,
questions,
I didn't.
man. Now, are you arrested? Is there a reason you pulled me over?
Yeah, you're being suspicious. That's why.
By the way, loitering means to be in a particular place without a purpose. This guy pulled over to check out his fuel pressure.
If you don't,
Questions?
for what law?
Why?
May
I gotta
am I on
pull you
my way?
over.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, I'm
For
asking
what?
questions.
For what law?
Why are you driving around those buildings like
For
that?
what law am I being detained?
Yeah, one of these sovereign citizens, I believe.
Sovereign citizen.
10-9.
It's occupied 3 times. I think it'll be a sovereign citizen.
You know, that could be a death warrant right there. You call sovereign citizen out over the radio, people can start running code 3, show up, start shooting, tasing,
Sir,
unleashing the dog.
can I help you look for something? What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it because I'm worried why you got us pulled over. I'm afraid. I'm in fear.
Of course you are.
I'm in fear of my life and my
you-
children in the car.
Mm.
This rogue cop who's trying to make his own rules up. No reason.
10-4.
It's
Hey, Richard
unjustified.
Rogers.
You pull me over for no reason. It's a violation of my constitutional rights.
You want to supervise? He's on his way. Be quiet. That's what you are.
Wow.
PH33 station, V 1019 to 605 South 16th, 605 South 16th.
You know what kills me is that words do have meaning. So we just talked about the word citizen. Let's talk about the word servant. When I think of a servant, you think of, you know, basically a different class of people. You have the master up here and the servant down here. The master tells you what to do. The master speaks to the way he wants to speak to you. It's not fitting for a servant to tell a master what he wants the master to do. Why don't you shut up? Why don't you be quiet? Why don't you pull over? You're detained. You're not free to go. Imagine a servant telling a master, like a serf telling a king, hey, get down off your throne, bow down to me. I'm going to, serve my dinner. That's not how master servant works. So they actually claim to be servants while they act as your masters. It's pretty pathetic. It's disgusting. It's everything's upside down, inside out, black is white, white is black. And they operate on this plane because they're immoral. They are hypocritical. They are inconsistent. I like to get these body cams because I want to hear what they say behind the scenes. As this guy's recording in his car, they're going to conspire against him in violation of 18 USC 241, which is conspiracy against rights. And don't think that they aren't constantly conspiring against us. Here's where we get the inside scoop.
I noticed a guy drive behind Stolen Village. Right behind the building, how rough is it? So I kind of hang back, go behind him. He don't stop. He keeps going. He pulling Applebee's. I didn't know about it. I started driving around. Went by, I saw him driving around by past Chick-fil-A, if the building's there.
So what? That's not a crime. The officer who pulled up should have gone, okay, so everything you just said to me, there's no criminal activity in there. What are you talking about?
What's he doing?
I like it when people put maps so that we can kind of get a bird's eye view of everything that's going on the ground right here.
I kind of follow him, pull in here. I pull in here, gets someone looks under his hood and shuts it. I pull in behind him, he gets in his car and starts to pull off. That's why he stops him.
Let's just take a second real quick here. Jay Lobo has entered the chat again, gifting people with memberships. Michael got one, Jerry got one, Chosen, Nez, Francis, Mr. Teaser or Mr. Tears, Nablib, Wendy got one, Rogue, Blue, Jang, 13 Jason. You guys give a shout out to Jay Lobo. He made you getting a membership possible tonight. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Jay Lobo. Let's get back to this video here.
What he's doing, he starts yelling, videotaping me. Why you detain me? Watch out. What are you doing on these buildings? Because they want to fit. I think the sovereign citizen.
He's throwing a fit. The officer who just pulled up should have gone, I'd kind of throw a fit too if an armed man pulled me over and interrupted and interfered with my constitutionally protected rights. What are you talking about? I think he's a sovereign citizen. Police are scared of these people.
Refusing to tell you who he is and all that.
I think that's that part. It's, is Forrest on his way, or or should we hook one?
Forced answer the radio.
Yeah, he's starting to send me all this stuff now. Whatever, that's fine. Okay. Well, I kept
They
saying
do, you know, that's a really good point. It seems like these police lie to themselves. That's part of what cognitive dissonance is. You have to lie to your own conscience in order for your conscience to completely steamroll over morality. That's how you can sleep at night. That's what cognitive dissonance is, what enables you to hold two mutually diametrically opposed ideas in your mind at one time. Like, I'm here to protect and serve. And then you do the exact opposite of protecting and service because you justify it because, hey, a law was written. You can't be in this parking lot. You're doing 7 miles an hour over the speed limit. You're not wearing a seatbelt when my political parasitic masters told you to. You didn't activate your turning signal when you're supposed to. Your license plate light isn't properly illuminated. So they trample over their consciences with cognitive dissonance so that they can sleep at night. Otherwise, you go crazy. And the people who actually lose it, because there are a lot of law enforcement agents and military, ex-military men and current military men and women who end everything to the tune of like 25 or 30 a day. It's like 600 to 900 every single day, end it all, because their conscience catches up to them. And they've suppressed it down for so long, and it becomes this powerful force that they cannot reckon with. And then they cannot live with those ghosts that they've created in their minds and in their hearts because they've been such crappy people to the rest of us.
We're driving around these buildings, like went behind Stonewood, and I blacked out and got behind him, kind of watching him. He didn't stop, just drove right behind it, down a rough part.
Just told the officer I was driving in front of buildings 20 seconds ago, but when the supervisor arrives, he knows he doesn't have enough evidence for a legal stop, so he makes up the rest. And that's what cops do on a continuous basis. They're constantly making crap up about us so that they can stick us with something and justify their stop. Ebby Colson, thank you very much for that super chat, man. Yeah.
Part. Then he pulled into the
Lying on reports can send you to jail and often does.
Please, I think anything other. I just kept on driving. And I saw him again driving down in front of Law's Drug Store in Old Hastings. Cop by there. And I kind of started watching him, and he pulled into 4900 Rogers. I pulled in. He gets out, looks under his hood. I come in behind him. He gets into his truck, starts to take off again. I just went and laid him up. Then he starts throwing a fit. I'm like, why you stopping me? I've not done anything long. I'm trying to find what you're doing.
Well, why couldn't the cop have pulled him over and go, hey, man, I saw you looking under your hood. Man, I've had mechanical issues with my cars in my life. You know, my dad's helped me out. I've helped my dad out. I completely get it. Is there anything that I can help you out with? I'm here to protect and serve, man. Do you have a flat tire we need to repair, anything like that? Instead, they walk up to you like you are public enemy number one, and they start harassing you. Wouldn't it be refreshing if they just walked up to you? And, you know, some cops, they'll walk up to you and go, hey, I'm just checking on you to make sure everything's okay. But that's not really why they're there. But wouldn't it be cool to actually have a genuine police officer who is really interested in helping you? Hey, I got a couple waters in the back and they're really cold. It's a hot day. Your kids look like they're thirsty. And just be a public servant. Can you imagine how viral that would go? Because it's so rare.
He started videotaping me, and I guess he's Facebook Live or something like that.
So what?
Yeah, I figured he's a sovereign citizen of some kind.
A sovereign citizen because he stands up for his rights. Oh,
16's in the area.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
397.
It says show up and Dewey's on the way.
now he thinks he's safe. His story has changed enough to get the other officers on the same page and lie to himself enough to believe it.
Sure.
And if you just testified against an innocent man once, that would be bad enough. I mean, that would really bother a normal person's conscience, but they do this every single day when they clock in. I don't blame anybody for being nervous. I don't blame anybody for having a voice that starts to quiver because your life is on the line here. They could pull you out. And even if they don't kill you or tase you, they can pull you out of your vehicle and they can cage you and take you away from your kids. That's scary right there. And then call CPS. And now your kids are in the custody of some government agency that's known to lose. There's so many missing children. Just look up how many kids go missing every single year in America who are in the custody of CPS and in foster care. It's astronomical. And they get, and if they don't go missing, they end up being neglected or abused. Yeah, we stand up for our rights and the rights of others because an injustice that happens to one man anywhere is an injustice that happens to all men everywhere. It's just the right thing to do. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And any law that's repugnant to the Constitution, whether Marbury versus Madison said this or not, it's common sense. Any law that's repugnant to the Constitution is and always will be null and void. It's illegitimate.
Cannot be in service. Code 11. Actually.
Here we go.
Everything's closed. Why are they coming in here?
I'll start off.
Who cares? That's not the question. Everything's closed. Why are they coming in here? The question should have been from this law enforcement officer that just rolled up on the scene. The question should be, okay, what crime do you suspect this guy of committing? Well, he's just trolling around. Well, that's not a crime. Oh, he's looking under his hood. That's not a crime. He was in the Applebee's parking lot, and then he was over there in Chick-fil-A. Okay, that's not a crime. What crime did he commit? Why are you guys sitting here wasting time? I'm going to write you up. I'm your supervisor. You don't see any of that because it's the thin blue line of silence they will always cover for the buddies. They are basically like mafia members.
I was on 74. I saw this vehicle go behind the corner of Stonewood Village. Rough part right against the building. So I blacked out, get behind them. I was kind of watching them.
I black out, get behind him. What does that mean? You turned off your lights? You did something you would consider if we did it illegal? What are you talking about? You blacked out. Is that what he said? Let's listen.
I was on 74. I saw this vehicle go behind the corner of Stonewood Village. Rough part right against the building. So I blacked out, get behind him.
So I blacked out, get behind him. That's what he said. What the heck? You turned your headlights off?
I was kind of watching him. He keeps on going. He don't stop. He goes on Applebee's. I'm thinking, okay. So I just kept on going. I drive around, come back by again. I saw him going down by the old Hastings. Go by Law's Drugs.
Right.
So I stopped, pulled over off 66th Street, got behind that beauty salon thing. He pulled on the Rogers. I kind of get back, kind of watch him. He pulls over again by the AT&T up here by Taco Bueno.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of stops a second. I pull in the parking lot, kind of watch him. He pulls out again. He comes over here.
Wait a minute. You were kind of watching him. First of all, you haven't articulated that he's committed a crime and you're kind of watching him. In other words, you're spying on a fellow American. What do you think the colonists would have done if they realized that King George's redcoats were spying on the colonists? What do you think they would have done? Do you think they would have kind of, started a revolution or something?
I pull in, gets out, looks under his hood. I get behind him, shuts it. He gets inside the structure, pull up, and leave him up. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing.
Right. You're trying to figure out, okay, you just said what he's doing. He picked up the hood of his car so he could look in his engine to figure out what's going on.
He blows up. What are you stopping me for? You don't reason to stop me. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing. We're trying to be in business. Is that illegal? Is that illegal? He's
100%.
He got his phone on, Facebooking me. He's talking about suing me, all this stuff here.
Station 17 out of Robert.
What's going on when I get there?
I ain't got the point ask me his ID and all that stuff yet.
No, tell Rob what's going on.
Wow. Look at all these cars. Look at all these people. Look at all this wasted money. After Lieutenant Young harasses me, I finally get to leave my illegal detainment. Then the police make fun of me, call me names, and question if I am bipolar, as well as throw the sovereign citizen word around some more. We will eventually get him. Oh, we got to hear this.
That's the same guy I stopped at Roadster later.
All because I film police interactions.
Yeah.
But he's sketchy.
He is, but
He is sketchy.
But
He's sketchy.
I mean, what he's doing is he saw him watch him, so then he was doing stuff purposely to get him to stop him.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm just saying that's when he saw you see him, that he started doing that stuff to cause a confrontation. And
Yeah, I figured once he started blowing up on me, I figured that's a
I
sovereign
mean,
guy.
eventually,
When he started blowing up on me, I figure he was a sovereign guy. Yeah, blowing up on you means questioning why you pulled the guy over, questioning why you're harassing him, just asking questions about why are you infringing on my unalienable right to be free to travel.
we're going to catch him doing something, or we're going to be able to
He's
drag
on
him
a
out of that
California
car.
license.
We're going to catch him doing something. Oh, you will you? You will? You'll really catch us? Okay, gotcha. Let me, before I go over these two court issues right here, one where justice was absolutely not done and this lady got steamrolled over, another where the judge actually made a right decision, but, we'll get into the details about that in a second. But I want to go over this thing that was just released 2 days ago from WITN TV. And this Greenville woman speaks out after Ring doorbell video shows officers entering her home. Apparently there was some crime that was committed and the officers came to her door, noticed that she had a Ring doorbell camera, and then abused their power, threatened that something really bad was going to happen to this woman if she didn't comply with their authority. Let's take a look at this. We'll make some comments along the way. This right here tells you everything you need to know. Basically, if you have a Ring doorbell camera and the police come to your door, then in the minds of the police officers, you better comply with every request they request of you, because if you don't, then things are going to go very, very bad for you. I mean, a crime has happened. You have to let us trample your rights. A crime has been committed. Quote, a crime has been committed. Never trumps unalienable rights, just like we got a call never legitimately trumps unalienable rights. But in the law enforcement officer's mind, in his low IQ, zero integrity mind and heart, he believes that you need to roll over for him because I got a badge, right? Remember Breanna Strauss from Federal Way over there in Washington? I can drive 90 miles an hour. You can't. I got a badge. I can do things you can't do. That's their mentality. Their mentality is this badge, this uniform grants special rights. They truly believe that in their heart of hearts, and this is proof of it.
We begin with a breaking news first alert surrounding a story you saw first on WITN. We have learned that a Greenville police officer has been placed on administrative leave surrounding footage from a doorbell.
Paid administrative leave. She violated someone's rights in a very gross and disgusting way, and she gets a paid vacation. Imagine working for a corporation that gives you a paid vacation for, say, committing fraud or abusing customers or stealing from customers or threatening customers.
Camera that's been shared over 1,000 times on Facebook.
Chris Cook has been following this story all day and joins us live with the latest update. Chris?
Give it to us, Chris.
Dave, Courtney, we've also learned a formal complaint has been filed with Greenville Police. It all started with a shots fired call here at these apartments behind me. That led
shots fired. That's worthy of investigation.
To police entering a woman's apartment uninvited. Take a listen.
Listen, you pull it up and show me that it's not working and I'll leave you alone. Otherwise, I'm ripping it off the wall and writing a search warrant and I'm going to keep you up all night.
That is crazy business, man. That is crazy. I am going to vandalize the equipment on the outside of your house. See your surveillance device that's supposed to keep you safe? Well, I'm going to make you super unsafe. I'm going to rip it off the wall and I'm going to barge into your house and I'm going to make you show me whatever kind of data you have on your phone. And you don't have a choice. You try to resist me, you're going down. Oh, you got a kid in here? Well, they're going down too. It becomes even more clear when you have a parent who's trying to stand their ground and there's this huge fear factor involved because you know, as a parent, you're dealing with an armed psychopath, a lying misfit in society who couldn't even get a job flipping burgers at McDonald's. That's why this person is wearing a costume and it's not even Halloween. So they realize there's this major fear factor where it's like, okay, if I don't play their game, I'm going to go to jail and they're going to take my child and put my child somewhere where my child might get abused, might get neglected, might get lost. And I may never see my child again. So they're motivated by this fear. Cops know that you're motivated by fear and they can sense your fear like a shark can sense blood in the water.
Police then enter Uniqua Teal's home.
That's good. This is the threshold of a person's home should be so freaking sacred. It should be like this invisible force field to a cop. It's like, whoa, I cannot enter there. I don't have a warrant. And even if I did have a warrant, I would want to read that warrant and find out why a judge issued that warrant, because I'm not going to go in there unless we have really, really good evidence that this person right here committed a crime. This is scary stuff right here.
We're now being detained because you're not cooperating with
Let's go back over it.
I'm writing a search warrant, and I'm going to keep you up all night.
Police then enter Uniqua Teal's home.
We're now being detained because you're not cooperating with an investigation. Oh my God, my baby is in there. Stop.
The video you just saw stems from what...
And none of these cops who pile in after her have the common sense, common decency, or conscience to tell this female officer who's a freaking 3-bar sergeant, you are absolutely in the wrong. There's no way I'm entering this woman's house. Do you have a warrant? You don't have a warrant? We can't go in. There's an invisible force field by the door.
Police then enter Uniqua Teal's home.
Damn.
We're now being detained because you're not cooperating with an investigation. Oh my God, my baby is in there. Stop.
The video you just saw stems from what Greenville police say was a shooting Tuesday morning around 3:20 a.m. at 3240 Mosley Drive, just down from Teal's apartment. Teal is heard in another video from the same night telling an officer that her Ring doorbell camera was dead. That officer tells Teal it's still on.
And I'm explaining to him my camera is not working. It's currently on 10%. It's dead. So it's not going to get any footage.
I don't even understand that, because apparently the camera does work because she recorded the cops going in and out of her apartment as they're violating her rights. So I'm not sure what's going on here.
Recording of what's going on.
A third officer can be heard saying this when Teal continues to go back and forth with police.
There's like a 5-year-old girl that almost died right there, and you're going to act like this, like you don't want.
Teal says,
okay, this is a good point right here. This is a good point. There's a 5-year-old girl who almost died inside there. That sounds like a perfect justification. It sounds like a rational and logical and a moral justification to take away somebody's rights, at least temporarily. There's a 5-year-old girl. There's a victim who's 5 years old. We have to trample your rights. You have to comply with us. You would think if there was ever a time to comply, it would be then, but even that is wrong. Because there's a 5-year-old victim does not trump unalienable rights. Just like we got a call doesn't trump unalienable rights. Just like you were driving 7 miles an hour over the speed limit or you didn't have your seatbelt on should never violate or give the justification for the violation of unalienable rights. I mean, this sounds good, but it's absolutely on its head. You, above all things, you have to safeguard liberty, not safety, not security, not what about the children, not if we don't get your video camera evidence, we can't solve the crime. You have to safeguard liberty at all costs, even if it's ridiculous. Because as soon as you give up a little bit of ground, they stick that tyrannical foot in the door, and it doesn't stay as a tyrannical foot. All of a sudden, it's followed by a body who brings a gun, who brings law enforcement reinforcements, and then you're done.
There's like a 5-year-old girl that almost died right there, and you're going to act like this, like you don't want.
Teal says
that sounds like, I'm telling you guys, I admit that sounds like a really, really good justification, but it's still not legitimate because they could use that excuse every single time, whether there's a 5-year-old little girl or not. And even if there was, it's not a legitimate justification to enter some innocent person's house, especially at 4 o'clock in the morning, especially if they have a little kid.
Officers detained her and held her phone up to her face to unlock it and then searched through her phone for the footage. Teal says they asked her if she deleted anything, and when she said no, police gave the phone back. Teal says both she and her daughter are traumatized by this situation.
I imagine they would be.
I don't even know what's going on. I was waking up out of my sleep to this.
By the way, these cops who did this, they have the exact same spirit. Keep in mind, I don't know about this spiritual unseen realm or anything, but it seems to me that these people have the exact same spirit. These cops right here, these Greenville cops, have the exact same spirit as Jimenez, who killed Philando Castile, as Philip Brailsford, who killed Daniel Shaver, as the Mesa Police Department, who didn't do anything when Philip Brailsford summarily executed Daniel Shaver. Same spirit as the Arvada Police Department had when they shot Johnny Hurley in the back after Johnny Hurley just got done saving the entire Arvada Police Department from an armed gunman whose aim it was to go to the police department and kill as many cops as he could. And he already did knock off one of them. It's the exact same spirit you see in the Albuquerque, New Mexico Police Department that killed James Boyd, who's a homeless man who just wanted to be left alone. This is the exact same spirit that you found in the World War II Nazi Gestapo ranks, who were just banging down doors and after Kristallnacht just started bashing in doors and hauling people off to concentration camps. It's the exact same spirit. And if you disagree, I want to hear what you have to say in disagreement in the comment section. That's how they present themselves.
So it's just like, why are y'all looking at me as if I'm part of whatever's going on?
Exactly.
Teal says what happened Tuesday morning has destroyed her trust in Greenville police.
Good. Thank God. I mean, if that's what it takes, back the blue till it happens to you, right, Miss Teal?
Spoke with her father, James. I asked him if he feels the same way about police now.
Of course. I mean, of course I do. I mean, look at the way they treat people. It's unacceptable. All I got to say. It's unacceptable. All right. I mean, you just can't do them out of the house like that. That's wrong.
Yeah, it's totally wrong. And his wife could have died. His child could have been abducted and kidnapped by the state.
As far as the shooting at the complex, police found a window with 3 bullet holes a few doors down from Teal's apartment. We're told there were no injuries and the investigation is ongoing. We spoke to Greenville Police Chief Richard Tyndall Wednesday morning about the videos. He says the department is looking into this.
We have started an internal affairs investigation to make sure that we get all the facts involved of it. Obviously, that's one side of the story.
And
one side of the story, we have access to the same video footage that he has. As a matter of fact, he has contextual footage. He has the extended footage. He's got the body cam footage. What is there to look into? He knows the same exact basic information as we do. How much time do you need to investigate, police chief? That's what somebody says when they're being dishonest. That's what somebody says when they're concocting a plan to get their thin blue line colleague out of hot water. And hopefully there's enough of a public relations pushback where this police chief, steps down, gets fired. He should go to jail for this. The female cop and every cop who followed that female cop across the threshold should not just lose their job, should not just have their pensions liquidated and it given to Mr. and Mrs. Teal and their kid. They should actually go to jail for a certain amount of time because they are threats, they are menaces to society, causing chaos and not peace.
Involved of it. Obviously, that's one side of the story.
And we reached out to criminal defense attorneys for their take on the video. Attorney Tyrell Clemens said that in most cases, police need a warrant to enter your home or search your device. They can detain you if you might obstruct or destroy evidence. After looking at the videos, he says based on the 4th Amendment of the Constitution, this is likely unlawful search and seizure by police.
Wait, he said unlikely or likely?
Amendment of the Constitution, this is likely unlawful search and seizure by police.
Likely? That's exactly what it is. They crossed the threshold of this woman's sanctuary, which is your home, and violated her rights and basically threatened her life. Armed gunmen. If armed gunmen came into a cop's house uninvited, what do you think would happen to those armed gunmen? They would be hunted down to the ends of the earth and brought to justice but somehow we don't do it because there's some kind of magical incantation that was involved in the wearing of this uniform and the donning of these shiny badges?
He does say he needs more information from police on the matter. Another criminal defense attorney we spoke to affirmed what Clemens said.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Hell
I'd
yeah.
rather not. I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared. I don't even know what's going on with the investigation. I haven't seen a news article about anything about a shooting or anything. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I'm scared.
And rightly so.
And Teal said police were ultimately not able to find the video they were looking for on her cell phone. Again, the primary officer involved has been placed on paid administrative leave pending an internal affairs investigation.
I don't even hear investigative leave anymore. I don't even hear paid administrative or investigative leave or any of that. I just hear paid vacation for tyranny well done. That's you're being rewarded for being a tyrant. You're being rewarded for jeopardizing rights, for putting lives on the chopping block. That is your reward. Hey, you're going to get free money. You don't have to do anything. You can just sit on your ass all day and watch soap operas and eat potato chips. Don't worry, we're going to pay you while we wink, wink, nod, nod, investigate you. Thin blue line, buddy.
Live in Greenville, Chris Cook, WITN News.
All right, thank you, Chris. And we will continue to follow up with police as their internal investigation continues.
As their internal, gosh, I wonder what the outcome of their internal investigation is going to be. Now we turn our attention to this trooper cited her for crossing a solid white line, and his dash cam caught everything. In other words, the trooper's dash cam caught the trooper not only lying, but also putting lives on the roadway on the chopping block by committing gross violations that even if she crossed the white line, she didn't commit anywhere near the violations that he did in trying to catch up to her for committing a violation. But listen to how the system railroads this woman. The judge is completely in cahoots with the law enforcement officer. The judge and the law enforcement officer knows that the law enforcement officer is allowed to lie during testimony, and he lies, and he's going to get away with it. Let's watch how he gets away with it. And then we're going to watch another situation where a cop lies and doesn't get away with it.
The court has a question for you, Sergeant Smith, and presumably there's no difference between the dash cam video that Miss Williams has today and what you possessed, which I believe you already testified does not actually capture the infraction that you witnessed. Is that a fair statement?
That's correct, Your Honor, because the distance it took me to catch up to Miss Williams, the camera activates only so far back, so it actually missed the violation.
Dion Williams was cited.
So the camera missed the violation, but Judge, I'm here to tell you, I saw the violation. And I cited her for the violation. And you can believe me, she's a liar, and I'm not, says the cop.
On Coolidge Highway in Michigan for improper lane usage after an officer said she crossed a solid white line from a dedicated right turn lane and continued straight. Williams denied the violation and came to court with dash cam footage she believes supported her version of what happened. She argued the officer had been too far behind to clearly see the maneuver, and the court reviewed the footage several times. The issue became whether that video actually helped her case or whether the officer's testimony would carry more weight.
Calling case number 26B like Berkeley E 02255. This is people of the City of Berkeley versus Dion Lynn Williams.
That's BS too, because it's not the people of this particular community that are against this woman right here. It's the state. The state is not the people. So they use this as, oh yeah, this is all the people coming against you, ma'am. No, that's not true. This is the state. It's a state functionary. It's a state law enforcement agent. It's not the people at large. It's just a lie. So the entire court proceeding is predicated on a big fat lie.
There you are. Good morning, Ms. Williams.
Good morning.
Today's the date and time set for your informal hearing. You have three options as to this improper lane usage accident. You may admit responsibility, You can admit and explain, or you may deny responsibility and will commence your trial this morning. What would you like the court to do for you?
Deny responsibility.
Please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give before this court shall be the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you very much. The sergeant has the burden of proof. Ms. Williams, then it's your turn. Sergeant Smith.
Your Honor, I believe on the last time that we met, I motioned to amend this to a non-accident ticket. That was an error just in the computing system. It was a fail to use or improper lane usage, but there was no accident.
So if we didn't have this court proceeding, it would have just a clerical error would have slammed her with a bigger citation.
Very well.
On the date in question, I was southbound on Coolidge, coming up to 12 Mile. Actually, I was able to review the video. However, because of the distance that it took for me to catch up to Ms. Williams, everything was not captured on the in-car camera. However, what I witnessed was her vehicle actually crossed over the solid white line just before 12 Mile.
Imagine that. What I saw and what I witnessed and what I wrote down in the report just happened to not be captured by the camera. I wonder why that is. It's not because cops lie and cameras don't. Isn't that a truism, officer? I mean, can you just be honest about that?
Getting over to continue straight south instead of making the right-hand turn, which that lane was dedicated to.
Okay.
I did stop Ms. Williams for the improper lane usage. And issued a citation for the same.
That alone is petty. There are real crimes going on in the city, like we say all the time, and you're going to be a petty tyrant and issue a citation for crossing over the white line. You jerk.
All right. And just for the record, what, if anything, is the rule in terms of the motor vehicle code for a solid white line on a roadway?
The solid white line, it is not supposed to be crossed.
Okay. And as well, you're at least suggesting by your testimony that this was a dedicated turn lane?
Yes, Your Honor. There's signage. Actually, if you're southbound on Coolidge, once you pass Edwards, there's signage letting you know that the lanes are separating, so that you can either make a left turn from the far left lane, continue straight from the center lane, or the right lane. It's got arrows, and it also has 2 signs letting you know you need to make the right-hand turn.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Williams, it's your turn. What would you like the court to know?
Well, first of all, how do I put this delicately, Judge? The officer is a damn liar.
I did also had the video. Video. And I did not cross, like the ticket says. I continued straight through from the right turn lane, and I did not do that. The traffic opened up. I got in the left lane and continued and went straight through in that lane. And if you is looking at the dash cam video, there was so much distance when from the officer, between the officer and me. It's possible that it could have looked like I went straight through, but I didn't. So I do have the video available.
Let me just say right here, this is why you always want to record your actions. I hate it, guys. I hate it that my advice to you is the only way you can cover yourself is to record your every movement, front facing, rear facing, side facing dash cam, so that you can cover yourself. It is basically your digital insurance policy against these lying cops. If she had that, and if the judge was willing to admit that the camera does not lie, but the cops do, she could have got out of this. But now it's going to fall to her word versus his word, because what he's saying he witnessed wasn't recorded by his dash cam, even though she's going to show an example of the dash cam. And just hold on to your seats, guys, because the violation he commits in order to give her this petty little bitty citation for her quote unquote violation It's ridiculous.
Okay.
And that was why we adjourned, because I wasn't able to figure out how to show it, to share it.
But you're ready today.
I have it today.
Great.
Yes. So
You may share your screen.
okay. Are you able to see it?
Not yet.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
First thing I would have done if I was going to go into this proceeding right here is to find out if this law enforcement officer was on the Brady list.
Okay.
Thank you.
Watch this, cop. Okay. We are looking at the dash cam video footage of this officer who's trying to pin a traffic violation on this woman. Watch all of his traffic violations. He's in the turning lane right now. This vehicle ahead of him is going to take a right-hand turn. He's going to proceed straight. He's in the turning lane. He's supposed to be slowing down and turning. Guess what he's not going to do? They got the green light. He's clearly over that double white line in the bike lane. In the bike lane. If you did the same thing, you would get a ticket by this guy. Still in the bike lane, still in the bike lane, still in the bike lane. Now he's actually in the lane of travel. But oh, what did he just do? He just crossed. It's a solid yellow line on his side. And he's not doing it so he can turn to the left. He's doing it so he can pass traffic. You're not supposed to. He's violating crazy amounts of traffic law right here so he can catch up to her. And how many cars did he just pass? He just passed like 4 or 5 cars. This is insane to me. And if I was the judge, if the judge cared one iota about any kind of justice or any kind of consistency or any kind of traffic law, he would say, now, officer, do you realize how many violations you committed in your attempt to catch up to somebody you say violated a lesser traffic law?
Between me and
unbelievable.
how much
Okay.
That's their audio that's muffling.
All right. Could you back that up to where you began it?
Yes, please do. Please do.
Ms.
back it
Williams?
up to there?
Back it up to where it started. Yes.
Okay. All right. Wait. There you go.
Oh, she didn't back it up to where he began. Let's see.
Ms.
Back it
Williams?
up to there.
Back it
Back-
up to where it started. Yes.
That's
Okay.
not where it
All
started.
right, wait.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now just watch this.
There you
Okay,
go.
so he's gonna go. Actually, he doesn't even have the green light. He's got a yellow, and that's not a problem. But he was in a turn lane, but he did not turn. He just kept on going straight. And now he's clearly on the white line he's not supposed to be on, and in the bike lane that he's not supposed to be in. So he passed that one car on the left already. So that's one car.
Okay.
Gets in the center turn lane against the solid yellow on his side. He's going to pass the second car. Passes the third car. I wonder what his speed is. Fourth car. Fifth car.
So I'm gonna
Sixth
get
car.
2 blocks.
She's 7 cars ahead of where he claims to have seen her go across the white fog line. 7 car lengths ahead. And then he commits all of this dangerous maneuvering on this little street right here, no doubt exceeding the speed limit. I wish we had some kind of speed limit odometer thing on here, but I don't see it. It's not in here. And the judge is going to be silent on this whole thing.
Is there anything else you want the court to know, Ms. Williams?
Just that.
Yes, I would just like to ask a question, Judge. How is it legal for him to break all of these traffic laws and pretend that I committed a traffic violation? That's my question.
I have lived here on this street. I live on Coolidge. I've lived here for 13 years. I am not a traffic violator. My record is completely clean. And that's it. That's all. I did not do what I was accused of doing. Now, the white line, I didn't see that. And, you know, I mean, there was nothing, there was no even mention of why I had been pulled over. Yeah.
See, if she had recorded this on her dash cam and had maybe a 360 camera rolling, or just your cell phone camera, and when he approached the vehicle and then he tells her what she violated, if he truly didn't mention to her, like she just said he didn't, she'd have this all on video. You got to cover yourself. You've got to be your own advocate. You've got to record every move by law enforcement, and you can never assume that law enforcement is there for your safety or anybody's safety.
I mean, I'm a responsible person.
I believe it.
And having lived over, you know, on this street, I know, you know, traffic, that wasn't a speeding violation. You know, I just think this is a bit much, and that it is conceivable that that was not witnessed properly. You know, it wasn't witnessed clearly, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It wasn't, she should have been really, really forthright and forward in her language. Instead of, it wasn't witnessed like he was saying it didn't happen, Judge. I did not do that. I don't do that. I'm a safe driver, but you can clearly see from the officer's dash cam that he's a very unsafe driver, and he's willing to put the public at risk to make something up about me. And I'm infuriated about it. And this kind of thing happens all the time. Now, she would have all the weight on her side if she had a dash cam or she recorded all of this somehow. It's almost like you have to have a 360 camera on the front and on the back so you can record all the action.
That completes your testimony. The court turns back to Sergeant Smith for any rebuttal.
Your Honor, I have nothing to add.
Okay. The court has a question for you, Sergeant Smith, and presumably there's no difference between the dash cam video that Miss Williams has today and what you possessed, which I believe you already testified does not actually capture the infraction that you witnessed. Is that a fair statement?
You know what's a fair statement is what I says right here. Yeah, no proof of her violation, but we have ample proof of the cop's violation. Not just one violation, but multiple violations. Speeding, putting people at risk, not turning when you're in the turning lane, proceeding in the bike lane, passing both white lines, passing a solid yellow line. We got a ton of video evidence of his violation and not one shred of video evidence of her supposed violation. But the cop is going to take the judge is going to take the cop's side and then slam her and economically terrorize her. What do you see the amount that he's going to charge her?
That's correct, Your Honor, because the distance it took me to catch up to Miss Williams, the camera activates only so far back, so it actually missed the violation.
Michigan civil infractions use a lower burden of proof than criminal cases. The judge only has to decide whether the violation is more likely than not based on the evidence presented.
You know, I don't even buy this. I don't buy this. You got to question everything. Why didn't the judge recognize and call out all the violations of the law enforcer who's supposed to be protecting and serving the safety of the community?
Video can
What if he hit a biker? Would that matter? What if he T-boned a car when somebody expected him to turn in that turning lane, but he kept on going straight? Would he have been held responsible or accountable for any of his actions? Any of them?
Important, but it does not have to capture the violation itself. Here, the judge had to weigh Williams' denial against the officer's testimony about what he said he saw before the recording began.
Yeah, if the officer's testimony was in okay, let me put it this way. If the officer's testimony was in concert with the violation of some kind of vehicle code, that's still petty, because did she run into anybody? Did she jeopardize anybody's life? Did she put anybody in fear for their life? Did she hit a pedestrian? Did she sideswipe a car? Answer is no. Well, then you're petty to continue on with this citation. But the bottom line is, we don't just have no evidence, zero evidence that she did anything wrong. We got abundant evidence that he did everything wrong. It's almost like he broke every traffic law he possibly could have in that little stretch of road as he's passing 7 vehicles to catch up to her to give her a citation.
Okay. So is it a fair statement based on your recollection and perception that the infraction you witnessed occurred before the commencement of the exhibit that the court just watched 3 times.
It happened just before that.
Okay. All right. Thank
And
you.
that testimony right there from a law enforcement officer, is trained to lie. That's all the judge needed to make that the Bible gospel truth.
Very much. Unless you have anything further, Sergeant, the court has heard the testimony of both parties in People versus Dion Lynn Williams. The court first notes that the burden of proof in a civil infraction matter is a mere preponderance of the evidence, which is referred to as the featherweight test by legal scholars. It is not a criminal matter. It does not require a showing of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
It doesn't matter if this is criminal or civil. We're talking about justice here. If there's no proof that she did it, then it's likely that she didn't do it, because judge should know that cops lie as a routine practice.
Secondly, the court wishes to note that it wants to believe, after 40 years in and out of the courts in the state of Michigan, that folks are always coming to the court in good faith based upon their best recollection of the events in question. The court notes a couple different features, and the first of which is video is a helpful tool. It can on occasion be dispositive. However, it is not required. The court would note that the very first alcohol enforcement motor vehicle action in history happened in 1893 in London, England. That was a year before they invented the concept of film. For at least half this court's career in the defense industry, there was no such thing as video, period. So it is not required, although it is a very helpful tool.
That is just the dumbest thing to say, because they didn't have video back in 1893 on the first traffic stop where there was a DUI. It's not required. That's one of the dumbest things that you could say. Basically, what this judge is going to say, and he's going to continue digging his hole. He's going to continue to say that I don't care what Miss Williams' driving record is. I don't care what Miss Williams says. This court is here to serve the words and accentuate the words and believe the words and completely rest the entire case on the words of a known liar.
Any contexts. Lastly, the court historically does not review any driving record prior to undertaking the case. Miss Williams did reference her driving record during her testimony, and for that reason, the court was able to confirm that in absolute point of fact, she does not have any prior infractions.
Wait, they actually looked up her driving record and verified that she has no driving. She has a perfectly clean record. So it's likely that as many years as Miss Williams has been driving, it's likely that she doesn't commit traffic violations. So that weight of evidence is on her side too, after being investigated by the court. Interesting. Continue. Please proceed, Mr. Judge.
Court did not consider that when reviewing the evidence before it. The court simply looks at the evidence before it as presented both in verbal testimony and any display testimony. Doubling back to that issue of the burden of proof, the court believes that burden of proof has been met. The court's going to assess a fine of $175. That is.
Wait, the burden of proof that Miss Williams violated a traffic code based on what all they had was what the law enforcement agent said. And by the way, the law enforcement agent is incentivized to lie, because if he lies, that increases the coffers of the injustice system. And basically this judge indirectly benefits, because the system that he gets his paycheck from gets another $175 richer based on the testimony of a known lying cop.
Payable through the pay portal on the 44th District Court website. Or Miss Williams, you can walk a cash check or charge into this court at 400 East 11 Mile Road, Monday through Friday between 8:30 and 4:30. That is due within 7 days. You may also, of course, appeal the court's ruling by posting a cash bond of $175 within 7. Matter gets placed on the formal hearing docket, and the city of Berkeley would be represented by its city prosecutor, Miss Hamama.
This is why the Marvin Haymeyers of the world go to metal shops and weld metal on the outside of a D6 bulldozer. This right here is exactly why. This is the injustice system working against the people it's supposed to be serving, extracting just a little bit more juice from them. Let's see how much we can squeeze out of them. That $175 represents time and labor. Your time and laboring energies have just been extracted by the injustice system based solely on the words of a lying cop who does not have the video evidence to support the assertion that he's launched against Miss Williams. If that doesn't make you want to pull your hair out, I don't know what will.
So 175 is a bond or a fine within 7, and that does complete your hearing. Good luck to you.
Michigan courts have handled similar evidence questions before. In
I don't
People
care.
versus Cross, the court explained that civil responsibility turns on which evidence is more convincing. In People versus Ferenczi,
there was ample evidence. The cop, if anybody was going to get a ticket, if we were ever for some universal traffic law scenario, the only person who should have gotten the ticket was not Miss Williams. It should have been the law enforcement officer who accused Miss Williams of a traffic violation. He clearly committed gross violations. Every time they commit a violation, if it's going to be that we get traffic citations and we have to pay $175, $250 for a seatbelt ticket, $535 for towing. I got charged. The ticket was, I was leaving California and I had a Penske truck with a trailer on the back, and the trailer was hauling a car. And I was doing 63 miles per hour, and you can't exceed 55 miles per hour on the 5 when you're hauling a trailer. I was doing 63, which is 8 miles an hour over. For that 8 miles an hour over, which is not even an unsafe speed at all, I got a $535 ticket. So if we're going to live in a world where I can get a $535 ticket for going 8 miles an hour of the speed limit, Miss Williams can get a $175 ticket for going over a white line only based on the words of the law enforcer, then that law enforcer should have got multiple tickets for speeding, for reckless driving, for putting people in danger, for crossing the white line and the yellow line and driving the bike lane. And it should come out of his pocket. It should not be taxpayer funded.
upheld that lower civil burden for traffic infractions. And in Cole versus Eckstein, the court recognized that a witness's own observation can be weighed when the court can evaluate how well they were able to see what happened. Together, they show why video is important, but not the only evidence a judge can consider.
Well, can you tell me what is the address for this?
Oh God.
Where'd you say I'm supposed to pay this?
400 East.
It would be so hilarious if she goes, "Yes, massa, I'll be up there. I'll be up there. Please don't whip me. Please don't whip me. You're treating me like a slave. You know that, right? You're taking the word of a law enforcer who's incentivized to give me that ticket, and you're incentivized to make sure that this ticket gets paid."
11 Mile Road.
400 East 11 Mile. And so is this considered, is this an infraction with points? Is it just the
court doesn't assign the points. The court just keeps in the disposition. So you've been found responsible of improper lane usage, and what, if any, points that may be assigned by the Secretary of State are up to them. The court is aware that Secretary of State Benson's office is running some form of an amnesty or forgiveness program with respect to first-time infractions, but the court does not have too much detail on that. Improper lane usage appears to be a 2-point violation, but again, the court doesn't assign those points. That completes your hearing. Ms. Williams, thank you for your professionalism. Good luck to you.
And now what happens? And the law enforcer knows this, and the judge knows this. You get 2 points on your driving record. The insurance company is not going to look too kindly. So this isn't going to be just a $175 ding coming out of her checkbook. This is going to be a recurring thing, because when the insurance company sees this, guess what happens to your premiums? They go up. Oh, you're an unsafe driver. Well, you might hit somebody on the side of the road. Did you go off into the bike lane? You're a risky driver. So there's this domino effect, and they know it, and they know they have you over a barrel. I want to hear what you have to say. Did I say anything that was unfair in this? Do you think that do you believe the law enforcement officer, or do you believe Miss Williams? Should the law enforcement officer, with all of the, he passed 7 vehicles exceeding the speed limit, reckless driving, didn't turn when he was in the turn lane, went over many, many solid lines, the very thing that she only went over 1, according to him. Do you think any of this was fair? Do you think the judge is incentivized to make a ruling against an individual in the community and just take what the law enforcement officer said? Let me know what you guys have to say about that. If you think that I'm being unfair about this, please let me know. On this one right here, Sydney Steele actually emerges victorious over Lieutenant Jay Carey. And I love this because it's pretty clear to everybody that the lieutenant is lying. And I love how the judge handles this. The guy in the upper right-hand corner, we're going to hear his testimony here in a second. Check this out. This goes completely different than the last one.
She was following another vehicle too close as she was changing lanes.
So if you're observing me in our rearview mirror, how are you able to see how close I'm driving behind another car?
I can see your car and the car in front of you.
What was the kind of car that I was driving behind?
I'm not sure.
I could not see his tires. This is why I asked these questions, because in driver's training, they teach you have to at least be able to see the car's tires behind you.
In Clayton County, Georgia, Sydney Steele appeared before the court to fight 2 traffic citations, following too closely and making an improper lane change. Steele represented herself without an attorney, while Lieutenant...
Following too closely, improper lane change. I understand how dangerous both of those could potentially be. But again, is there a victim? Is there a verified complainant? Is this cop telling the truth, or is this cop lying so that he can fill his quota book?
Lieutenant Jonathan Carey of the Clayton County Sheriff's Black Hawk Traffic Unit testified about what he said he observed that day. Steele was 6 months pregnant at the time of the stop, and when it was her turn to question the lieutenant, she focused on one very specific issue. How could he actually see what he claimed to have seen?
Wait a minute, Black Hawk Traffic Unit? This almost sounds like the Memphis Scorpion Unit or the Cobra Unit that was just recently exposed in that. What was that kid's name who he did the ride along? And there was Officer Meth Head. Remember, he was all wired out. He's like, oh, yeah, this is the way we do things around here. Oh, God, look at those people at the gas station. You see that guy in the red hoodie? Yeah, he's definitely a lookout.
Okay, you're charged with following too close on 2024 TK 06653. You're also charged with improper lane change on case 2024 TK 06652. Mr. Tipton, are you ready to go forward with trial?
Yes, Your Honor. State's going to call Lieutenant Jonathan Carey to the Zoom call.
I love how confident Miss Steele looks. Look up here in the right-hand corner. Sydney Steele. She looks so confident, man.
Lieutenant Carey, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true? All right, you can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Tipton, you may introduce your witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's right, Tommy G. That's right. If you missed that, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description for you so you can take a look at that. Pretty off the charts how tyrannical the Cobra Unit actually acts, and they do it all on camera.
Lieutenant Carey, please state your name for the Zoom call.
Lieutenant Jonathan Carey.
All right. And Lieutenant Carey, how are you currently employed?
Currently the lieutenant for the Clayton County Sheriff's Office Black Hawk Traffic Unit.
And how long have you been with the Clayton County Sheriff's Office?
The Sheriff's Office, probably a little over 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And you have prior experience before that, correct?
Yes, I was with the Clayton County Police for 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And during that time, both with the Sheriff's Office and the Police Department, have you been post-certified?
Yes.
So I want to bring your attention to March 20th of 2024. Were you working for the Clayton County Sheriff's Department at that time?
Yes.
And were you on duty that day?
Yes, I was.
Did you at any point in time have occasion to make contact or initiate a traffic stop with a white Chevrolet Trax that was driven by Miss Sydney Steele?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me about what drove you to or what caused you to initiate contact with Miss Steele?
Yes. So during my role during the day, I look for erratic lane changes, reckless drivers, speeders. So while traveling on Bear Boulevard, passing over Road 88, I was was monitoring traffic in my rearview mirror. I observed a white SUV changing several lanes, not giving the public enough notice that she was changing lanes, nor was she using a nor was the vehicle using a turn signal. I observed the vehicle getting closer to me as she was changing lanes. She was also following another vehicle too close. Once she changed from lanes 2 back to lane 1 several times, she passed me. I'm sorry, from lane 3 to lane 2, she passed me in lane 3. And that's when I conducted a traffic stop on that vehicle and spoke with the driver. While speaking with the driver, she advised that she was in a hurry to get to Atlanta because she had a hair appointment.
Okay.
Now, I could have been a decent human being and I could have said, hey, what you did was a little bit dangerous. Just watch it for next time. Have a good day, Miss Steele. I'll see you later. But he didn't, because he's a garbage pail human being. And he's got this smug, arrogant look on his face. Like, yeah, this is just the way it is. I work for the Black Hawk unit. He's probably got a blacked out vehicle. It's probably nondescript, doesn't have any decals on the side. And he's all incognito as he tries to get you.
You say she didn't use any turn signals. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what was the basis of the following too close?
She was following another vehicle too close as she was changing lanes.
Based on your knowledge, your training, and your experience, as well as what you observed, was that a safe maneuver for her to make?
Oh, no. The next question is, how close is too close? And how did you determine the distance when she's behind you? But wait, he's completely lying about this entire thing.
No.
She's about to eviscerate him. So first of all, I like how Sydney Steele looks super confident. I like how she dressed right here. You can't dress like a thug and be expected to be taken seriously. So she dressed the part of, she kind of looks like a female attorney.
Was not.
Would a reasonably prudent driver have followed that closely?
No.
God, is this guy in coke or what's up with him?
And if that vehicle in front of her would have slammed on the brakes, she would have been at fault, and that definitely probably would have caused an accident.
Okay. And with the improper lane change, was there anything improper? Tell me about what was improper about that lane change besides just the signal.
So when you change lanes, you have to give the public enough notice that you're about to change lanes, which she failed to do.
I bet he fails to do that every single time. And I like somebody said in the room that this is pre-crime. That's what traffic law violations are. When they give you a citation for committing a violation, well, you could have done this. You could have caused an accident. You could have put somebody's life in jeopardy. This is just the initiation of a pre-crime technique.
Okay.
That wrote several times, not just one time.
Okay. So about how mmany lane changes did you observe?
I believe I observed 3.
I believe I observed, look at his eyes. I believe I observed 3. Well, we're not litigating cases on belief. We don't go by faith here, officer. We need concrete evidence. We need solid facts. We don't need beliefs.
She went from the number 3 lane to the number 2 lane, then back to the number 3 lane.
Okay. To occur in Clayton County?
Yes, it did.
Okay. I have no further questions at this time.
Here
All
we
right,
go.
Ms. Steele, did you have any questions of Lieutenant Carey?
Yes.
Go ahead, ma'am.
So you said that you were observing me in your rearview mirror when I
Correct.
did all of these. Okay. So if you're observing me in my rearview mirror, how are you able to see how close I'm driving behind another car? If you're looking in your rearview mirror, you would see the car that's in front of me. You wouldn't be able to see my car.
That is such a freaking good question. I love it when people paint a picture. They paint a word picture of the story that the cop is trying to construct. And now in constructing that visual image, she's going to deconstruct his lie.
I can see your car and the car in front of you.
Got you. So how are you able to determine how close my tires were to the trunk of the car in front of me?
Look at the lawyer in the top right-hand corner. He's like, oh God, he just lost. This is horrible. Just absolutely horrible.
Determine how close your tires are, but I can determine how close your bumper is to their rear bumper.
And how are you able to do that?
By looking at it.
And what did you see? How close was I? If you had to guesstimate.
You're less than a car length behind them.
Less than a car length?
Correct.
And this was another car and this was not your car?
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any more questions for you.
All right, anything else, Mr.
That was just the appetizer. She's just setting this guy up. Look at his smug, stupid face, Mr. Blackhawk down.
Tipton?
Briefly, Your Honor, Lieutenant Carey, was your view of the car immediately in front obstructed?
No,
Was your view of Miss Steele's vehicle obstructed?
no.
Which lane were you in, sir?
I was in the number 2 lane.
Okay. And which lane did you observe the vehicle in when it was following too close?
Number 3.
Okay. Would you
So-
say that?
No, well, when she was falling too close, she was in the number 2 lane as well.
Okay.
She went from the number 3 lane to the number 2 lane, followed the car too close, and then switched back to the number 3 lane.
Okay. Was there were there multiple cars that she followed too close to, or just the one?
Just the one.
Okay. And so you had an unobstructed view of her front bumper and the rear bumper of the car immediately in front of her, correct?
Correct, by using my side mirror at the time.
Okay, awesome.
Because you see, Judge, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. So, whatever I saw in my side mirrors, that's pretty much how it was.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right.
I do have just one more question.
Go ahead.
What was the kind of car that I was driving behind?
She continues to set him up. Come on, Carrie, answer the question.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
You're not sure what kind of car was in between my car and your car, but you're absolutely sure that I was following too close.
Do
Okay.
you remember the color?
No, I don't.
He can't even.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
All right. Did the state have any additional witnesses to present?
No, Your Honor. State's going to rest at this time.
All right, Ms. Steele, did you wish to present evidence and testimony?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right, you understand that you're not required to present any evidence or testimony?
Yes.
All right, you're waiving your right to remain silent in order to offer evidence and testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Go ahead, tell me what you need me to know.
Here we go.
Okay, so the day this happened, I stopped at the gas station. At the time, I was 6 months pregnant. I stopped at the gas station, grabbed some water. I get out of the gas station. I turn right. As soon as I turn right, I turn into a light. I pulled behind the police officer.
Ooh.
No other car was in front of me other than the police officer.
Oh.
When the light changed.
Now, I want you to pay attention to Lieutenant J. Carey's eyes as she goes through this. He's got these rapid eye movements and he does this weird blinking thing. Watch this. Because she's going to tell a completely different story than Lieutenant J. Carey.
Other than the police officer. When the light changed, it's like he wasn't moving. So I put my signal on to get in the lane to the right of me. I got in the lane to the right of me. He then got in the lane behind me.
Mhm.
And I looked in my rearview mirror and I'm like, he is driving so close to me. Like, he was so close. I could not see his tires. This is why I asked these questions, because in driver's training, they teach you have to
Look at his eyes. Look.
I could not see his tires. This is why I asked these questions, because in driver's training,
Oh,
they
God.
teach you have to at least be able to see the car's tires behind you. So that's how I was able to determine that he was driving too close to me. It was not a car lane behind me. So then I'm like, okay. So I put my signal on, get back in the left lane. He gets back in the left lane.
Mhm.
So I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, I was so confused as to what's happening. I'm like, am I
I wonder if she honked at him and his feelings got hurt.
in his way? What's going on? So then I did get back into the right lane. And when I went to get into the right lane, that's when he turned this light on and pulled me over.
Mhm.
And I was confused as to why he chose to do that. Because
Look at the guy in the upper right-hand corner. This guy's going, I hadn't heard this. What's going on here? Oh boy.
I was just confused. And he asked me, I asked him, why did you pull me over? And he said, are you in a hurry or something like that? And I was like, well, I'm trying to get to my hair appointment because I was going to get my hair done for my baby shower. And he's like, okay, and then asked for my information. And when he came back and told me, one, driving too close, I'm like, how was I driving too close when I pulled up behind you at a red light? So I literally was not driving. You weren't driving. The light was red. And then when the light changed colors, you you didn't really take off. So I'm like, okay, let me get out of this man's way because I have somewhere I have to go. And clearly he does not. So that's when I got over. And also, I have a 2024 Chevy Trax. My car, you literally cannot switch lanes without putting your signal on because it will jerk you back into your lane. So for one, I don't change lanes, especially while I was 6 months pregnant, without giving anybody proper notice because I wouldn't want to put myself or my son in danger. And then that's why I also asked, what was the car? Because, there literally was not another car in front of me other than him. And then when I got over, for him to see all of these different lane changes, he was right behind me. And I did switch lanes that many times because he was driving so close up on my bumper to where he was correct. If I would have put on my brakes, he would have hit me in the back of my car.
Let me just say something real quick about the Chevy Trax. She said that she couldn't change lanes without activating her turn signal because the Chevy Trax wouldn't allow that. I just queried that. It says, yes, you can physically switch lanes in a Chevy Trax without using your turn signal, but the car's mechanical steering works normally. Doing so may trigger the vehicle's electronic safety sensors. If you drift across a line without signaling, the car may give you a visual alert or a steering wheel seat vibration. The system might apply a small steering nudge to help keep you in your lane if it thinks the drift is accidental. It stays quiet if it detects active intentional steering. That's interesting and probably a piece of information that should be considered.
Okay. Any questions, Mr. Tipton?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Steele?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Okay. Argument?
State will submit on the facts, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Steele, I found you not guilty of the offenses before the court. Each of you are given testimony in this case. Each person has submitted sworn testimony without additional evidence. Neither testimony has greater weight than the other. Therefore, the court is not able to determine beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed an offense in this case and finds you not guilty on both offenses.
Why is she talking all this stuff with her eyes closed? Number one. Number two, so we see a complete shift in the last video we watched. If you missed that, I'll put that in the link for you below. But the judge just right off the bat took Sydney Steele's word for it against the testimony of the police officer. Now, I don't know if there's a history here. Maybe she understands that Lieutenant Jay Carey is a liar and has consistently lied under oath. He's a part of something called the Black Hawk unit. And there was no evidence that this Jay Carey presented. And basically, Sydney Steele didn't present any evidence either. It was basically the testimony of Sydney Steele against Lieutenant Jay Carey. And she chose to just believe Sydney Steele and make the judgment in her favor, which is a good thing. Because unless Jay Carey, if a cop does not have evidence that you violated one of their stupid codes and ordinances, then it didn't happen. And that's how every judge should look at it. But because for the most part, a high percentage of the time, the judge sides with the cop when there's no other evidence involved, they will go with the cop's testimony of yours. It's kind of refreshing to see this kind of thing. And I don't know why she did it. There's no rhyme or reason. So there's nothing we can sink our teeth into that says, okay, we can expect this kind of judgment the next time and the next time and the next time. This just seems like, okay, this time we'll give you one. It's like going to the casino. Okay, we'll let them win on machines 10, 22, and 53. And that way, people who want to come in and believe that they have a chance of winning will see that this person won $1,400, that person won $700, this person won $2,563. And then we give the impression that people are actually walking away with money. So we'll just concede a little bit so we can get more money. I don't know if that's the game that the courts are playing right here, but it seems like they might want to play that game if they want to continue to uphold the illusion that any of this is legitimate, which it's not, because basically this is corporate traffic law, which operates in the minds of law enforcers and in the minds of judges as a higher law of the land than the supposed supreme law of the land. The next one I wanted to show you was there's a video right here that I thought I had. Okay. I don't think I'm going to go over the Trooper Bird deal. I want to show you how out of it this law enforcement officer is. It says state cop was arrested for a DUI after a double hit and run. But even though they end up arresting this cop, I just want to show you that, again, in New Mexico, with the kid gloves, that they wouldn't be handling us with. First of all, let me go over some of the super chats you guys have been putting up there. HBO Matt, thanks for being here, man. Corpus Christi put out a pocket warrant on me for disturbing a meeting. I don't know for what meeting or date. The court system has no record of the case. Keep meaning to go over some of the stuff that you've been putting out there, HBO Matt. It just takes me a while to circle back around. Morris says, happy to be a channel member. I support our rights of life, liberty, and happiness. Welfare recipient public servants need to respect our rights too. And Jay Lobo over there in the eastern side of the United States gifts 50 people in the room with 50 Here's the Deal memberships. Thank you again, Jay. Abby Colson with the $20 super chat. Do Not Operator becomes a new member. Audittron, thank you, Do Not Operator. Audittron gifts 1 Here's the Deal membership. Thank you, Audittron. Do Not Operator turns around and not only buys a membership for himself, but 5 other people in the room and HBO Matt. We're up to speed with the super chats. If more come along, I will definitely shout those out. I just want to go through this real quick so as not to drive people crazy and do a lot of breaks here. But watch how drunk. I don't know. Maybe should we go over this one right here? Put a 1 in the room. Put a 1 in the room if you want me to go over this. It's in the middle. Oh, what just happened? I can't minimize that. Why? Oh, there we go. Put a 1 in the room if you want me to go over this drunk cop who gets treated with kid gloves by these law enforcement agents. I mean, they really, really dance around when they realize that the guy they pulled over or the guy who actually committed some heinous crime or an infraction, they really, really, like, I think about that female law enforcement officer, that female trooper that turned in and killed that kid on that motorcycle, and how gingerly they were treating her and how they were giving her a jacket and giving her water and allowed her to go home. So yeah, put a 1 in the room if you want me to go over this. Okay. I got a couple 1s. HBO Matt says, I haven't posted on it yet. Just happened. Got arrested on it at San Antonio Council meeting when they checked my carry license to get inside. That's so. I hate it when they treat us like servants. I hate it. To show just another super chat to show my love for this channel. This is real public service. Thank you, Morris. Very much appreciated. All right, let's go over this. This is state cop arrested for DUI after double hit and run. Watch how out of it this cop is.
And the man trying to push it off the road can barely stay on his feet. Deputies believe they have found a hit and run driver. What they have actually found is something far more complicated.
Hey, how's it going, man? Did you see him or what's going on? Nah, dude, so I come up to the intersection and he's trying to push the vehicle and he's revving the shit out of it. Okay. And so I pull behind him and then some people tell me he ran from up the street. He ran and then came back. Okay. So, yeah, can you watch him for a second? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hugo. Did he say where he was? Where he worked? No, I didn't ask him, dude. Okay. Yeah, we can. I can get you statements or whatever. Yeah. We could do everything else. We can hang out and help you with whatever, dude. Yeah. What happened again? You guys were. I just drove up, dude. Okay. And he was like this, and he's trying to get the vehicle moving. Okay. And he's revving the shit out of it, and he's trying to push it. Okay. So about that time, I rolled my window down because a bystander came and he goes, he ran from that direction. Okay. And came running up this way. So then. So I said, okay, thank you. So I called it out and then I made contact with him. Dude, he can't even stand, bro. He's what he said? It's weird, dude, because when he sits there and he talks, he's fine. But when he gets up, the world's spinning on him. Okay. So cool. But you guys throwing stuff on him or what? No. Okay. No, I just yeah. Okay. No, he was like trying to take off. He's revving the shit out of the vehicle and spinning the tires.
By the way, just spoiler alert, this law enforcement agent who committed these infractions right here and actually caused this accident will submit to a field sobriety test. it is one of the worst performed field sobriety tests I have ever seen since I've been watching videos on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're here for you, dude.
Awesome. Thank you.
What the footage cannot show is how far this truck has already traveled. According to the criminal complaint later filed in Sandoval County Magistrate Court, the damage did not start at this intersection. It began several miles back on Highway 550 between Highway 528 and the Santa Ana Star Casino, where the truck allegedly crossed into oncoming traffic and forced another driver to swerve completely off the roadway to avoid a head-on collision.
And this is a law enforcement agent whose profession it is to issue tickets who do the very thing that he just did in an inebriated state.
Hugo, what's going on? What happened with your vehicle?
Crash.
Earlier. Any alcohol today?
No.
No. Okay.
Are you on call today? So he already knows who he is.
Why are you trying to leave?
Trying to get home. I don't have insurance, bro.
Is that why you're trying to leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have insurance, but the first thing he's going to say to a motorist who he pulls over, I need to see license, insurance, registration, and proof of insurance.
Are you injured? Do you need any ambulance, anything like that? Okay. To understand, we thought you were a police officer. You're not a police officer or no?
Yeah.
You are? What agency?
NMSP.
Mexican State Police? Already.
Minnesota State Police. Does that mean this guy's a trooper? So we know he's an active revenue generator. He's not just a regular cop. He's a trooper. A trooper's sole job, like probably 95% or more of their job, is to generate revenue by enforcing traffic law and citing people for the very things he just got done doing. This story has even become more rich.
Did you get in 2 crashes or is it just one?
One crash.
Okay. Can you tell me how that one occurred? Were you leaving a parking lot or?
Which one?
You said just one crash you were in.
The back one?
Well, the one that happened today.
Oh, just the front?
Yeah, so how did that happen?
I just hit another car.
Okay. Over where? You don't know where? Okay.
I just started the frustrated.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My supervisor's on the way, so.
Okay.
So were you at the casino or no?
No.
No? Okay. Because your vehicle description comes up at the
I was at the Circle K.
At Circle K. Oh, this right down the street over here? All right. Is your registration current or no?
Should be current.
Okay. Just no insurance?
26.
All right. Did you see like a crash down sign?
Well, I went as far as I could see the marks, but it keeps on going, dude. Okay. So I don't know if, but the guys were saying Santa Ana might have been in pursuit of him on a hit and run.
Yeah.
Out there, but I don't know if we're trying to verify that or not.
Yeah, because
if it's true that Minnesota State Police was pursuing this trooper, it's hilarious, man.
I have one going to Wendy's right now, I guess, from whatever this started from. It's happened at Wendy's, right down at the intersection too. So we'll see what they say. And
okay. Well, cool. I appreciate you, bro.
Of course.
I got called in, and basically it sounds like you had a couple crashes. Where are you coming from today?
Circle K.
Circle K?
Yeah.
Okay, Circle K where?
550.
550? Okay, then where were you headed to today, man?
Home.
Home? Okay. What have you been doing all day today?
Took my mom to an appointment, came back.
Okay.
Went to the store.
So what was the purpose for the crashes, dude?
So I rear-ended somebody. I don't have insurance, bro.
Okay. It sounds like there was more than just one crash, right?
I rear-ended somebody.
So you just crashed once?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't crash in Santa Ana? You didn't crash anywhere else?
Crash in Santa Ana.
Nothing like that?
No.
Because I'm being told differently, bro.
I didn't go to the casino at all.
I didn't say anything about the casino.
Well, you said Santa Ana.
Like area. Santa Ana, Burnley area.
No, I came.
Yeah,
this way.
somebody.
Okay.
That's about it.
Somebody actually did say something about the casino, but if it's true that this guy got into a crash in Santa Ana and at this intersection right here, then this cop is doing nothing but lying to the other cops who are actually liars themselves.
I have a couple questions for you. So like I said, how much did you do?
Yeah, you would think that this cop would know that you're not supposed to be talking to police. And yet here's a cop talking to the cops when he knows he should be taking the fifth. He knows that everything that he says can and will be used against him. And he's so stupid. He's not only going to talk to them, but he's going to submit to a field sobriety test, which is basically Keystone Cops. In a second, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm just here to make sure that you were okay to drive when you were doing so.
I got you.
Have you had any alcohol to drink today?
Not at all.
Okay. If I were to give you a breath test for alcohol right now, would you blow zeros?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. What about drug use?
Nothing at all.
Do you know use any kind of recreational drugs?
No.
Okay. What about prescription medication?
No.
No?
Now, keep that in mind because he says nothing at all. No drug use, no prescription, no alcohol.
No.
Okay. So when these officers first originally arrived on scene, they said that when you got out of the car, you were kind of stumbling out a little bit. And then your speech is a little bit slurred.
Okay.
A little slurred. Some of your words have been a little slurred when you've been talking to me just now.
Okay. No, I mean, if you bring a PBT, I'll blow on it.
So you no drugs whatsoever?
Drugs.
Okay. So if that's the case, you'd be fine to drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you be willing to participate in some Stanford sobriety tests?
Some what?
Some SFSTs?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do them?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Let's go. Let's go up here where my sergeant is. It's kind of a little flat right there. Okay.
What a dumbass. Why would you do this? We all know from former cops' testimony and from the testimony and the advice, the legal advice of attorneys, you never want to take a field sobriety test ever. It's subjective. The cop can say whatever about the nystagmus test, about the other two tests, and they can implicate you, and nothing ever good comes out of the FST. What a dumbass cop. How long has he been on the force? Will we find out?
You do me a favor, bro? Just stand right here. Right here? Yeah, that's fine. No, you can stand back here. I'm just clearing the rocks, dude.
Let the show begin.
Those touching for me?
Watch this guy. This is crazy.
Step off the crack, though. Yep, heels and toes touching. Place your hands to your side. Go in and stay like that unless I tell you to move. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. A couple good questions for you. Do you have any traumatic brain injuries?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Do you have any traumatic brain injuries?
No.
Okay. Are you comfortable in those boots?
Yeah.
Good. And then do you wear contacts or glasses, man?
No.
Right. As far as the crash goes, are you hurting anywhere?
No, I don't think so.
Not hurting anywhere? Okay. Go and do me.
Hey, Mitchell, just send me that body cam. If you want to go ahead and do it, you can send it to me at contact@highimpactflix.com. I'll put the link, or I'll put the email in the chat if you want to send that to me. I may just go ahead and, if you want me to, I'll play it while we're doing the live stream. Contact@highimpactflix.com. Wait for it. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Favor? Can you see the tip of my finger?
Yeah.
Return. Okay. So, can you do me a favor, man?
I wish we could have seen that on the body cam. Now watch this.
Here where you're at. So, do me a favor. Can you imagine a line between me and you?
Yeah.
Can you place your left foot on that imaginary line?
Left.
Left, yep. And then place your right foot in front, touching heel to toe. Heel to toe like I am. See how you're kind of offset a little bit? So put your heel to toe touching like me. Like that. Okay. Place your hands to your side. Stay like that unless I tell you to move. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you fall out of that position, try to get back into it, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to demonstrate the test for you, okay? Left foot on that line. Right foot in front, touching heel to toe. You're going to keep your hands to your side. You're going to look down at your feet, and you're going to count out loud so that I can hear you, okay? For this demonstration, I'm taking 3 heel to toe steps. You're going to be taking 9 on that imaginary line, okay? Do you have any questions about that?
No.
This first step is 1. You may begin.
Watch this.
Step again?
Yeah, you can begin.
He's gonna, what the hell is that? It's like an episode of Gumby. Why, he's got Gumby legs. We gotta.
You can face me. Step off that crack right here.
All right, that's just too good. We gotta watch it again. This is the worst. I can't even believe that he submitted to it.
3 heel to toe steps. You're going to be taking 9 on that imaginary line, okay? Do you have any questions about that?
No.
This first step. This first step
It's
is 1.
the
You may begin.
crip walk.
Step again?
Yeah, you can begin.
Whoa, here's how I walk down the, here's how I walk down the sidewalk. Whoa.
What the heck?
You can face me. Step off that cracker.
It's
here,
almost
and then
it's
place your hands-
almost like he tried to make it look stupid.
Still stretching. Put your hands to your side. Stay like that unless I tell you to move. Do you understand? Okay. So I'm going to demonstrate the test for you. So you're going to lift a leg of your choice. Doesn't matter which, left or right. Okay. So for me, I like to lift my right for this test. Okay. You're going to keep your hands to your side. You're going to lift your leg approximately 6 inches off the ground. You see how my toes parallel to the ground? I want your toe like that.
Oh, here
Not
we
like
go.
this, but like that. Okay. You're going to keep both your legs fully straight and extended. While looking down at that raised toe, you're going to count 1001, 1002, 1003. You're going to keep counting though until I tell you to stop. You understand that test? Yes. Do you have any questions about it? Which leg are you planning on lifting off the ground? Right. Right. Okay. Once you lift your leg off the ground, I'll start the test. Okay. You may begin.
Oh, the cops are standing around going, "What
If
a
you put it down, just pick it back
dumbass!"
up for me. Okay.
Say again?
If you put your foot back down, just pick it back up.
I don't want to do this.
You don't want to do that test? Is there a reason why you don't want to do this one?
Just don't want to do it.
Okay.
It's too late.
You want to continue with this, the one leg? Okay. What are you doing, bro?
So you're gonna hook me, right?
Why would I hook you? Do you want to be honest with me?
DWI.
Is there a reason why I would arrest you? Why?
No, because I didn't want to do the test.
If you have nothing to drink or nothing to do, then why would I arrest
You
you?
haven't. You could bring your PBT in.
Okay, but there's other things that can impair your ability to drive other than alcohol, correct? There's drugs. Okay. So what kind of drugs have you been using today?
I take cyclobenzaprine.
Okay.
Cyclobenzaprine, but I took it last night.
He just see that's why you don't talk to police, because invariably, if you're not telling the truth, you're not going to have your story straight. Even if you do tell the truth, the cop is going to infer things. So he already said that he wasn't taking any pharmaceuticals, any street drugs, no alcohol, and now he's saying that he's on something.
How much of it did you take?
100 milligrams.
100 milligrams? Okay. How much are you supposed to take?
100.
That was last night?
Yeah.
Okay. What about this morning?
No, I don't know.
What do you take that for?
For my
You know what? I look in this guy's face and I'm like, he's Minnesota Highway Patrol. How many people has he cuffed and stuffed? How many innocent people has he lied about and put in a false report and put into a rape cage? How many people? And here he is doing the very thing that he would just throw somebody in the back of a patrol cruiser for.
Your back pain?
The medication being discussed there is cyclobenzaprine, a prescription muscle relaxant commonly given for back pain and muscle spasm. Two details make this admission important. The first is timing only minutes earlier. He was asked directly about prescription medication and said no. The second is the amount. The figure he gives is many times higher than the standard prescribed dose for that drug, which is normally measured in single or low double-digit milligrams.
Okay. So why didn't you tell me in the beginning, right? I asked you if you take prescription medication. I asked you if you take anything, right?
Because I took it last night. That's the only prescription drug I took.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty with that. No other drugs.
I don't know. No, you can check me, draw blood.
So you don't want to do the willing stand anymore? Are you willing to continue with further tests?
Sure.
Do you want to continue with like the alternate tests and stuff like that? Okay. So do me a favor. Heels and toes touching me again. Hands to your side. So what I'm going to do for this test, we're gonna do the numbers first, okay? A couple of questions first. What's your highest level of education?
High school.
High school? Okay. You know your ABCs? Yeah. I'm just checking my boxes off right now. You know how to count to 100? Mm-hmm. You know your ABCs? Perfect. So we're going to do the numbers first. I want you to start at the number 47, count down to the number 19. 47, stop at 19. Okay? Yeah. If you have any questions, you may begin. I'm just going to put my camera a little close. You may begin.
47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 23, 22, 21.
He just skipped a whole bunch of numbers.
37, 36, 35, 34, 23, 22, 21.
Oh, maybe they did an edit. That could have been an edit there.
120, 19, 18. It was at 19, right?
Next is the ABCs, okay? I want you to start at the letter I and end at the letter Q. I to Q. Not backwards, in the correct order. I to Q.
I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q.
Next is the finger dexterity test, okay? Just keep your hands to your side for me. I'm going to demonstrate it for you. So, starting position is pinky to thumb. I want everybody to show you what one pass looks like, okay? I need you to do 4 of these, though. you understand that test?
Yes.
Okay, you may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to do the lactic convergence test and the modified Romberg test if you're willing to do those ones real quick. So heels and toes touching, hands to your side. So can you see the tip of my finger?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple small circles around your face. I want you to follow the tip of my finger as I make those small circles around your face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the tip of my finger to the tip of your nose. I want you to follow it, the tip of my finger all the way in, okay? I'm not going to touch your nose if I do this on accident. Basically, the purpose of this test is for your eyes to go cross-eyed. You understand? Okay. One more time. So we're going to do the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple commands, okay? So when I tell you to, what you're going to do is you're going to tilt your head back. You're going to close your eyes.
So like this?
Yeah, just like that. You're going to tilt your head back. You're going to close your eyes. And you're going to estimate the passing of 30 seconds.
Okay.
However you do that is up to you. If you want to go by thousands, 1, 2, 3, 4, or count backwards, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and tilt your head back. Close your eyes. You may begin now.
Yeah.
So you said, what's the
Did they edit that? Let's see.
Head back. Close your eyes. You may begin now.
Yeah, they edited that. So they played 4 or 5 seconds of it and then they edited it. So it's hard to determine how long he kept his eyes closed.
Yeah.
So you said, what's the medication you use?
Cyclobenzaprine. Benzapine or cyclobenzaprine.
Cyclobenzaprine. And you don't take anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Have you been sick lately?
Yeah.
Have you had like a stomach?
Yeah.
Runny nose, coughing, anything like that?
Nothing like that.
Okay. Why is there so much stuff in your nose?
What do you mean?
Like it's really caked.
Caked?
Yeah. Your nose is super, super caked.
Just allergies.
Okay.
Nothing like a cough or anything like that.
I'll be honest with you. So your tests were not good. You did not perform well. Okay. Everything's pointing to me right now that you're impaired.
Okay.
Again, like I said,
I mean, objectively, he did not do well at all.
alcohol isn't the only thing that can impair your ability to drive. Drugs can drugs, right? Drugs can impair your ability. So everything's pointing to me right now. Your eyes are bouncing like crazy. So you're a cop, right? You know what I'm talking about. Your eyes are bouncing like crazy. Your walk and turn you did not perform well on that test at all, bro. Everything's pointing to me that you're impaired. Okay, man? Go turn
Not only is he a cop, he's a dumbass, man. I mean, yeah, cops are typically dumbasses, but there are people who are smarter than others, and he's like the bottom of the barrel. All right, so they get the cuffs on him. What's going to happen to him now?
Real quick, bro, do you have anything inside your mouth?
No.
Lift your tongue.
Now let me tell you what happened after the camera stopped. Because
okay. Tell us exactly what happened. Thank you very much for filling us in.
ending of this case is one of the strangest you will come across in an impaired driving investigation anywhere in the country. Hugo Diaz Amaya was formally placed under arrest. He was taken to a local hospital and medically cleared. Once he was cleared, he was transported to the Sandoval County Detention Center and booked in. He was out the same day, released on his own recognizance, which means no bond was posted and no money changed hands.
Now, I wonder if this same thing happened to us, if we caused as much damage and got into 2 consecutive accidents as this guy and reportedly ran from highway patrol, do you think we would get out without bond?
He signed a written promise to appear in court and walked out. Then came the charges filed in Sandoval County Magistrate Court. Driving while under the influence of drugs listed as a first offense. 2 separate counts of reckless driving, one for each stretch of road where investigators say he lost control, and failure to give immediate notice of an accident. 4 counts in total, all misdemeanors. No felony was ever filed. Misdemeanor does not mean minor. In New Mexico, a first impaired driving conviction on its own carries up to 90 days in county jail, a fine, a revoked license, mandatory screening and education, and an ignition interlock device fitted to your vehicle at your own expense. Each reckless driving count stacks its own jail exposure on top of that. His department did not wait for the courts. The New Mexico State Police placed him on administrative leave before the day was over and
Come on, put that modifier in front of that. Not just administrative leave. You know, it was paid administrative leave. And then he was probably given a sweetheart deal like, hey, this is a PR nightmare. People are going to be outraged about this, you know, the hypocrisy of it all, the fact that you jeopardize lives out there. So we're going to give you an opportunity to resign so we don't have to fire you. And then you can retain your law enforcement certification and go work somewhere else. You know, there's always that backdoor deal.
Chief went public that same evening, not with a cautious holding statement, but with something unusually blunt. He said the news was disappointing and deeply concerning. He said officers are human and make mistakes, but are held to a higher standard precisely because of the trust the public places in them. And he
getting behind the wheel of a vehicle in an intoxicated or inebriated state is not a simple mistake. Accidentally texting your dad when you meant that message to go to your wife, that's a mistake. Getting behind the vehicle of a truck, getting into an accident, and then fleeing the scene of the accident, and then getting into another accident is a choice that you made all by yourself. It wasn't just a mistake. Give me a break.
Closed with a line that left almost no room to maneuver, that anyone who tarnishes that badge has no place in the agency. And then
badges are automatically tarnished. If you're going to uphold a corporate traffic law, any corporate traffic law, or the drug war law, or you're going to do the will and the bidding of the politicians because they wrote words down on fancy pieces of paper, you've already tarnished the badge. It's already pre-tarnished. There's no way you can untarnish any badge.
the case went quiet because everything now hinged on one vial of blood drawn.
Of course the case went quiet. He's a
What
cop.
came back was nothing. No alcohol, no controlled substances, not even the muscle relaxant he had eventually admitted to.
You got to be kidding. This guy came back clean. Imagine my surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
impaired driving charge was dropped as part of a plea agreement.
Wow.
Marco Cerna, special counsel for the administrative office of the district attorneys, said that to his knowledge, it was the first case of its kind in the state of New Mexico. Diaz-Amaya entered a plea of no contest to the two remaining counts, careless driving and failure to give immediate notice of an accident. No contest is not a confession. It means a defendant declines to fight the charge and accepts whatever the court imposes without ever standing up and admitting fault. Practically, he is treated as convicted. Legally, he never said the words. So the criminal case shrank down to almost nothing. And if this were anybody else, that would be the end of the story. But there was a second file open the entire time, and it was never going to be read out in a courtroom, while the lawyers were arguing about what was or was not in his bloodstream. His own department was working through a completely different question. Internal investigations do not ask whether something was criminal. That is the court's job. They ask something much simpler and much harder to survive. Is this person still fit to carry a badge? And on that question,
is any person fit to carry a criminal cartel badge? No. You do not want that power vacuum sealed by misfits who are going to abuse the power. Power tends to corrupt. Absolute power tends to corrupt absolutely. And the reality is that power draws the corruptible, like this guy and all the badged law enforcement agents who subjected this guy to a field sobriety test.
the laboratory result changed almost nothing, because strip out the impairment entirely and look at what is still standing. He crashed twice, he left both scenes, he did not report either one, he was driving without insurance. In almost any other job, that is a bad afternoon. In policing, it is career ending, and here is why. An officer's entire profession—
It's not always career ending. It's actually, sometimes it's career enhancing. Sometimes you get a promotion, you get a plaque on the wall, they make you officer of the year. A lot of times the officers or deputies of the year are the ones who commit the most egregious infractions.
value rests on his word being reliable in a courtroom. Prosecutors carry a legal obligation to disclose to defense attorneys any record of an officer being untruthful, and once that lands in a personnel file, it follows him into every single case he ever touches. Every arrest—
It doesn't matter, because you could be like Frank Sloop, Deputy Frank Sloop, where you're on the Brady list. Now you're the most popular deputy in the entire United States, and nobody can rely on your testimony because you're a damn liar. So it doesn't affect your paycheck. It doesn't affect your promotability or any promotions you would get in the future. It doesn't affect anything. It's just words written on papers on a file that is going to evaporate with the passing of time.
becomes attackable. Every report becomes a liability. A department is not just judging the man in front of them, they are judging every future case he would ever testify in, which is why the outcome inside the building never really depended on the outcome in court. The New Mexico State Police terminated him. So here's the question for you.
So what? The question is he hireable somewhere else? Because the thin blue line is 900 to 950,000 strong throughout the United States. And law enforcement agents know law enforcement agents, and police chiefs and sheriffs talk to other police chiefs and sheriffs and say, hey, this guy, he made a mistake. We had to get rid of him because, people are not, there's an uprising in our community, but we kind of had a closed door session with him and said, hey, man, if you just resign, we won't fire you. And if we don't fire you, then you get to retain your law enforcement credentials, and you can just go to the next state or the next county or the next town over. It'll be all good in the hood.
Was terminating this officer the right decision, or should he have been allowed to keep his job? What do you?
No, like if you're going to treat people a certain way, then it shouldn't change when the person that you're going to be treating that way is a law enforcement official who would, get cuffed and stuffed if it was us. And we would definitely have some kind of bail, some kind of bond, and we wouldn't get away scot-free like this guy did. Now, Mitchell dropped me a video. I have not seen it yet because I couldn't watch it while we were going over this live. But Mitchell, if it's okay, I'll go ahead and play this this is sight unseen, guys. I'm not sure what this is all about. Mitchell, if you can give us some kind of a background so that I can kind of set this up. This is brand new to me. Have not seen it, don't know what it's about. And let me just go ahead and give some shout outs. Mitchell, give me a little bit of background here, either on email or in chat. I've got my email opened. So before we watch this, let me just shout out people. Kyle Hatch is here. Mitchell, giving me the thumbs up, but I'd like a little bit of background so that I can just kind of lay down some facts before we go over it. Morris is here. Elvis Presley is here. So is Robert Flores. Does it get let go for every year? Expired registration, expired insurance, 88 and a 65. Listen closely when he gets back in the car and cannot believe what he is seeing on his computer. I'd just like to do a little summary before we do this. What's up, Adam? What's up, Gary? What's up, Heath? What's really sad, the prosecutor violated 18 U.S.C. 316 oath of office by violating 18 U.S.C. 241, 242. If you're not familiar, 241 is conspiracy against rights. 242 is deprivation of rights under color of law, which, in my opinion, it's every law. Drug war laws, corporate traffic laws, every law. If you violate somebody's rights under the corporate traffic law, you're violating their rights by cutting the defendant a sweetheart deal that went against the will of the people. Ask the wrong question, we'll get the wrong answer. This guy deserves years of prison time. It's disgusting that we are expected to comply with these proven liars at all times. It's sick. Truly it is. Michelangelo. Been a member for 16 months. If you're not a member of the channel, consider becoming a member. It really helps the channel out. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and hype this video up. Anarchy is the only morality. It truly is, because anarchy just says, hey, I don't want a ruler for me. I'm not looking for a ruler for you. I'm not going to vote for a ruler for you, because rulers violate consent. When you violate consent, that's where criminal activity comes in. That's what theft is. You're taking property from somebody who doesn't want property stolen from them. That's what murder is. You're taking somebody's life when they want to retain their life. That's what rape is. You're violating somebody in a sex way, and they don't want that done to them. It's a violation. Okay, so Mitchell says the setup for this video is 88 and a 65 construction, over a year expired registration and expired insurance, and my car always smells like weed because I grow it for a living. He ends up cutting me loose after running my info. This is going to be interesting.
Captain Pacey at 88 back there, and that lane change that you made in front of that car. The good news is you didn't cause an accident. The bad news is very unsafe. Is this car registered? So, whoops.
Actually, you know what? We need to do the extended version. Didn't you send me a longer version here that's actually higher quality? I think this is it. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the higher quality one. Plus, we'll be able to see it better. Takes up the screen. There we go. That's what we need. So this is Mitchell, who got stopped 88 in a 65. He has no registration. It's a construction zone. He's been a year expired on his registration. His car always smells like weed because he grows it for a living. He ends up cutting Mitchell loose after running his info. Let's just... Here we go. Man, this is a state trooper too. These guys don't play. They got revenue to generate and they've got quotas to keep.
Good morning. I'm Trooper Nickerson. So I clocked and pasted at 88 back there, and that lane change that you made in front of that car. The good news is you didn't cause an accident. The bad news is very unsafe. Yeah, that was all on you. Your fault. Why? Why are you driving like this? Sometimes you got to be late, man. Because here's what I observed. With those two things alone, that's not just speed and unsafe lane change. Now it becomes aggressive driving. You lose your license, man. Can I see your license and registration? When was the last time you got a ticket? So it's been a couple years. How about the registration insurance for this car? This is really old. Do you have a more current one? Is this car registered? So what's going on with you? Are you working? Where do you work at? Okay, full time. So why aren't you taking care of your registration? Unfortunately, it's not an option. You know that. Because if you don't, then it gets towed. And you know how expensive it is to get out of the tow yard. Plus, you have to register before you can do that. Hang tight a minute.
Pulling people over like this is so dangerous for all parties involved, including the trooper. Did you see how close that truck got?
What's going on with this?
So 88 and a 65. Registration's been expired for a year. The cab of his car smells like weed because he grows it. There's every strike is against him from the perspective of the law enforcement agent. Mitchell says, listen closely. He says it all under his breath. What state is this, Mitchell?
black Ford sedan and a patrol red doors. Two-door red sedan on the right shoulder. That was the Delta Africa, please. 10-5.
Mitchell says this is Nevada.
Highway 6672, the highway agencies. Henry 4063, 43 on your 28. Your 28 shows.
Okay, they muted that, so we're still watching. We're going to listen to what this cop says under his breath.
Green Kia.
So just to get you up to speed, if you're just entering the room, Mitchell 264 is the one who this Nevada trooper has pulled over. Remember, the Nevada State Highway Patrol are the guys who pulled over Stephen Lara. Remember, Stephen Lara had $86,000 of cash, his own money. He's a former military guy. He was going to visit his daughters, driving from Texas to California through Nevada, and they confiscated $86,000 for no reason from Stephen Lara under civil asset forfeiture, which another word for that is legalized armed robbery. And Stephen wouldn't have got his money back if it wasn't for the Institute of Justice. So this is the same highway patrol agency that has Mitchell pulled over. Mitchell says, how did he get that? Realizing I have more immunity than even he does and has to reach out to a federal agency. Do not arrest, do not detain, just pops up. Oh, let's see this.
Henry 4063 negative. Looks like it's a last of Cabinatan, first of Daryl, or first of Darian.
Oh, he just saw something on his screen that caused him to go, So let's listen real close. Mitchell says, listen close. There's a new do not arrest, do not detain that pops up on the screen. Wait, I got to go back when he first gets in, already closed the box. Well, what are we talking about here? Closing what box? When he gets into his car? Let's see.
What's going on with this?
That's all.
I need a timestamp. I haven't heard the cops say anything. I haven't heard do not arrest, do not detain. I need a timestamp, Mitchell. You got to give me a timestamp. Let's go back to where were we? You see a box take over his screen. He says, that's odd. What the F is that? Well, how did he get that? I did not hear that. Man, I hate missing stuff like that. Let's see. You got to give me a timestamp, man. We're at 420 right here. Oh, we're at 420. Check that out. 420 right there.
That's all.
He said something, but I couldn't understand what he said. Mitchell, you got to help me out, man. Give me a timestamp. I don't want to waste anybody's time here. Oh, you heard that? Somebody heard that's odd. Let's see. I wish we could see the screen so we could see what he's talking about.
That's all.
It didn't sound like that's odd to me. It sounded like that's all you got or something. Let's see.
That's all.
He could have said that's odd, but that's not. Let's see what happens. If you give me a timestamp, Mitchell, I could go right to it, man. You got to give me a timestamp. That's all I'm asking for, just a timestamp. So he's seeing something on his computer screen, which we can't see because it's blurred out, that's causing him, it's giving him pause. This is why I typically watch videos before I go live. I just feel like I'm wasting everybody's time here. There's no timestamp, direction. I don't want to take somebody's word that the cop said something where I can't really determine or verify that he said that. All right, let's see what he says.
Did you say that you're married? Okay, and you have kids? How many? You have 5 kids? You're only 28 years old. You've been busy. I'm sorry. I did the math wrong. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. But listen, your record's been pretty good except for the cell phone violation that you got in the last. Prior to that, you were a hot mess. You know that. Okay, well, what I saw back here was not your act together. So don't. Well, here's what I'm going to do for you, and I hope you appreciate this because you won't get these type of breaks from anybody else. I'm just old and nice, okay? I'm going to give you a warning, but my warning is this. Don't fall back into what you were doing before. You can't afford that, especially not with the 5 kids. You have to take care of your registration, okay? You've got to get that fixed. Otherwise, it's really easy to run your plates while you're driving and get stopped by somebody. Yeah. So unless you take care of that, you're going to get stopped, okay? Will you fix all this for me? All right. Slow down. You're already late. Okay, so don't make it worse by getting tickets or causing an accident. All right.
Yeah, but causing an accident. I'm old and I'm nice, and I'm giving you a warning. And don't expect this kind of treatment from the next law enforcement officer because it could go completely different for you. I'm letting you go with a warning. Look how nice I am. Yeah, you're so nice that you put my life in mortal jeopardy by sitting alongside this very, very busy highway.
All right, be safe.
So 88 and a 65, according to the trooper. Vehicle smells like weed. Registration out of expired over a year ago. Cop lets him go.
5 freaking kids. I've got 2 kids and it's too much.
Oh, I'm sure his kids will be very happy to hear dad say that 2 kids is too much. Wow. What a psycho. You got to be kidding me.
Can you have 5 kids?
If I was his kid, I'd be like, wait a second. I'm one of the 2. And you're saying 2 is too much? Which one do you want to get rid of? Dad. Thanks a lot, Dad. Jeremy says, play this one right here. This is 39 seconds. This is sight unseen also, guys.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Sir?
Excuse me? Excuse me, battery! You just battered me, bitch! You just battered me! Give me a sergeant! Give me a sergeant! Give me a sergeant! What are you doing? Get off me! Get off me!
You're under arrest.
For what crime? For what crime? What crime am I under arrest for?
Stop it.
You just battered me.
Okay, yeah, stop.
Yeah, what did I do? For what crime?
Hey, stop. You got
What crime?
threatening me.
I didn't threaten you, bitch.
Yeah, you did.
Get the fuck off me.
Grab his hand.
Get off me. What are you doing? Get off me. What are you doing?
All right, we got to get a little some detail and clarification on this. Let's see. I saw the patch on the officer's arm. Let's see who's she
What's your
with. It's too blurry.
What's your name? Excuse me? Excuse me, battery! You just battered me, bitch! You just battered me! Give me a sergeant! Give me a sergeant! Give me a sergeant! What are you doing? Get off me! Get off me!
You're under arrest.
For what crime? For what crime? What crime am I under arrest for?
Stop it.
You just battered me!
Okay, this is Arlington, Texas. Let me go ahead and download this next one that was just sent to me by Jeremy. It's downloading right now. Officer T. Brown of Arlington Police Department. And what was the reason they were called out there, Jeremy? Officer T. Brown. This thing's still downloading. See if we can't get the extended version here. That's why it's good to have a 360 camera, because it's kind of it's a zoomed out version of having something like this, because this only faces forward, but your 360 goes in all directions at all times, and you can actually see the assault, whereas it's going to be hidden from this, or if you have a body camera. It's always good to cover your bases so you can really, if the cop committed a crime against you, you can show that jury who might be sympathetic to your plight, because we know that the judges probably won't be. Are you digging deep? This is massive. Well, we're trying to dig. It's got, let's see, it's 85% done. She broke his leg? Really? Did I miss that? Yeah, those 360 cameras are sick. All right, let me download this thing. Open file. Oh, that's the same. It's the same one. Why did that 37-second video take so long to download? Let's see. I don't have anything. People are saying that Mitchell was a snitch. That's why he got out of that last traffic stop with the Nevada Highway Patrol. Not a snitch. I know the law better than them, and the state of Nevada is very familiar with me, and the federal government have figured out their little fraud game, and they have been running against people. Let me know. So they have a do not arrest in his computer. I wish that when we were watching that last one, that this wasn't blurred. That what the cop has on his computer screen wasn't blurred. At least the frame that says do not arrest or do not detain. I'd like to see that for myself. Jeremy says, proven not guilty by judgment by my peers for resisting arrest that she charged me with after, yes, she broke my foot. Her and her partner, as they dogpiled me. God, man. These people, these badged, thugs, tyrants, psychopaths, whatever rich adjective you want to use for them. South psychopaths tend to be more pignorant, pigotistical, and more dangerous than the male version, says History Bear. I only saw blurred white pop up on the cop's computer. Did anybody see Darth Vader appear in the city council meeting to say that the emperor was pleased at the fact that flock security cameras were going up? I thought I had that up here. You got to see it if you haven't seen it. This guy's in full Darth Vader garb. Pretty sure I pulled it up. Let's see. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Does anybody want to see Lord Vader enter the city council meeting? Public Safety Committee. Is this San Diego? The dark side made an unexpected appearance at San Diego City Hall on Wednesday when a man dressed head to toe as Darth Vader stepped up to the microphone during a city committee meeting, delivering a sarcastic public comment that quickly went viral online.
To look at. Thank you. It's been a great day. Love to all.
Thank you. Darth Vader?
That she said that with a straight face. Listen, he's got the breathing noisemaker.
The Emperor is a fan of Flock, and we must continue utilizing Flock technologies so that we can follow and surveil the rebel scum as they move from playground to playground, from playground to pool, from pool to gymnasium, because we all know that the Flock cameras are not only following the license plate readers, they are following children. They are following children in parks and gymnasiums, and we need this. I need this so I can stalk my ex-girlfriend. Also, it should be known.
I'm just trying to picture the real Lord Vader with a ex-girlfriend. What would she look like, man?
That the people of this town, the pools that want their storm drains cleared, they should not have their storm drains cleared. Because in order to do that, we will have to raise taxes. And how will the people trust this city council when this city council continues to vote for surveillance technology that imprisons them? Miss Campbell, you must work on your Jedi mind tricks. Do it like this. And when you do it, make sure that when you're double speaking them into telling them that police services have become more humanitarian, make sure that you don't emphasize the detail that you put a ban on camping. You put a ban. You made criminalizing homelessness illegal. And that is why there is no such thing as humanitarian policing for the homeless, because we have effectively criminalized homelessness, which is good. Now we can staff, now we can fill our jails with free prison labor.
Oh my gosh, he is hitting every single point. The Emperor loves mass warrantless surveillance, and we love it when you criminalize homelessness. Keep on doing it, council member.
Especially like that of the Otay Mason Detention Center, where they are making $1 a day for working for 12 hours. And there have been multiple cases of tuberculosis. Yes, and this is good. This is what the Emperor needs. This technology will help us find the rebel scum and their hidden base on Hoth. This technology will help us find Luke Skywalker as he traverses the universe in his X-Wing. This technology is a necessary force.
Thank you.
And then he returns again.
Roger Ralphs?
His outro is to the Darth Vader breathing sound.
Is Roger Ralphs present?
He's not
Thank
done.
you. And
He's
our
coming
final
back.
speaker is Darth Vader.
The final speaker is Darth Vader. Darth Vader is transported from the Death Star, and he is here to hail the Emperor's wishes. I love stuff like this. I love it.
This council has done well. I am pleased, and so is the Chomo Emperor. But
the Chomo Emperor.
We have given too much money to our libraries, too much money to our parks. We need SDPD to have more money for the Emperor to rule over the entire universe. Once the Death Star has been completed, no one will be able to rebel against us. We will be the ultimate power in the universe. We do not need parks. We do not need libraries. We do not need daycare centers. We do not need homeless shelters. All we need is money for our stormtroopers. And anyone that disagrees is part of the Rebel Alliance and a scum, and they should be taken away immediately. This council needs to understand that we are the ultimate power in the universe, and we will not succumb to the forces of democratic will. No, this council was elected to serve the police, not the public. And if our stormtroopers don't receive all the funding that they deserve, there will be hell to pay with the Emperor. And he is not as forgiving as I.
Thank you. This concludes testimony here in chambers, so I will begin the 5-minute.
I mean, I know this stuff is, it's sarcastic and it's meant to lay down a point and it's funny on some level, but you have to understand, and I know most of you do, the warrantless mass surveillance from Palantir and Axon and Motorola and Flock, it's all meant to control us. They want to put us in not just a surveillance grid, but a surveillance and total control grid to the point where you won't even be able to use money without them being able to track and trace your every purchase, where you went to make that purchase, who you were with signal trace technology, because all of our devices are emitting some kind of signal. They can they can track you, they can trace you. They've got ShotSpotter / Raven technology where they can hear what you're saying in your private conversations as you're walking along the road. They've got these flock safety cameras pointed at bike trails and walking trails and school playgrounds that have nothing to do with vehicle license plates or license plate readers. And we already know from the testimony of some of these cops that they've had facial recognition technology attached to these flock cameras for a long time. And for all we know, they have gait recognition technology. So even if you cover your face, they can probably determine who you are by the style of your clothing, the way you walk, whatever mannerisms that you have. And it's it's getting out of control. So when this guy says, I've come down from the Death Star to do the bidding of the Emperor, that's how the San Diego Police Department and all these police departments that actually embrace flock technology under the guise of doing good. And I'm sure it can do some good. I'm sure it can nab car thieves and kidnappers and human traffickers, but at what cost? Because basically they're willing to say we're willing to put the life and the freedoms and the privacy of every single innocent person on the chopping block in the hopes that we might be able to nab some real criminal out there. In other words, we're going to treat everybody as a real criminal so that we can get some criminals sometimes. And we see what happens. We've seen what happens on the interstate, that they will pull somebody over, put a family at gunpoint because a flock camera got it wrong, misread the license plate, put an all points bulletin out on somebody, treated them like they were public enemy number one and on the FBI's most wanted list. And we got to put a stop to it. And the only way we can put a stop to it is if we all band together, because none of us is greater than all of us. They know this. And that's why I will never endorse going to any hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, your local hardware store, and getting any kind of metal cutting blade on the end of any Milwaukee or DeWalt tool. I would never suggest that anybody do that, because that is just not right, because it works against the wishes of the Emperor and Lord Vader. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and hype this video. And I will see you guys in the next one.